Faith Del Mundo, News 5.
Mga kapatid, Julius Babaw po. Para sa komprehensibo at makabuluhang balitaan at talakayan, mag-follow at mag-subscribe na sa social media pages ng News 5.
Magandang hapon mga kapatid, ako po si Mean Los Baños ng News 5. Live pa rin po tayo mula dito sa Senado. Naku mga kapatid, mukhang mainit talaga ang ilang mga senador dyan sa online gambling. Dahil nung nakaraang linggo, naghain ng panukalang batas si Senator Win Gatchalian na hinihiling niya o isinusulong niya yung mas istriktong regulasyon sa online gambling. Pero ngayon, naghain din ng panukalang batas si Senator Mig Zubiri at ang gusto niya, total ban para sa online gambling. Kasama na pati yung mga otorisadong online gambling sites ng Pagcor. Bakit? Kasi sabi ni Senator Migs, habang nagpapatuloy ang online gambling na yan, mas nauubos ang ipon ng ating mga kababayan na naa-addict dyan at maging yung mga ayuda nga raw na ibinibigay, yung ilan sa ating mga kababayan, mga kapatid, ay ipinantataya pa rin dyan sa online gambling na yan. Kasabay din yan, umiling si Senator Mig Zubiri na magsalita ang Pangulo kaugnay sa lumalalang sitwasyon ng online gambling sa ating bansa. Malaking bagay daw kung may pahayag mismo si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kaugnay nito. Kahit man lang daw sana bigyan ng otorisasyon na pag-aralan kung ano nga ba ang posibilidad na maipaban ito, lalo't may nasa 47 billion pesos daw ang mawawala sa kita ng ating bansa mula dyan sa online gambling sa isang quarter pa lang. Pero ang gate ni Senator Migs, yung 47 billion na yan walang-wala sa tindi ng epekto ng online gambling sa mga kababayan nating na-addict. Maging yung mga celebrities na nag-e-endorse ng online gambling, nakiusap na rin at umapila sa Senator Zubiri. Sabi niya, kusa na sana silang tumigil sa pag-endorso para hindi na mas marami pa ang matukso na maglaro niyang online gambling. So, yan lamang mula dito sa Senado. Magbabalik ako ng update. Kaugnay pa rin sa online gambling at yung mga panukalang batas laban dyan. O po si Mean Los Baños ng News 5.
Is President Marcos supportive of the Finance Department's proposal to impose a new tax on online gaming operators, given concerns that such a measure could discourage investments in the sector or push some operators underground? How is the President weighing the potential revenue gains against the possible impact on industry growth and employment?
Ang proposal po na ito ng DOF na magkaroon po ng tax para po marestriktuhan ang mga online gaming ay para naman po ito sa ikabubuti ng pamilyang Pilipino. Batid po ng Pangulo na maaari mangyari sa mga gumon sa sugal at hindi niya naman po tututulan basta po mayroon pong sapat na pag-aaral para po ang tungkol sa buwis na ipapataw man. Pero paiigtingin pa po, maliban po dito sa mga online gaming sites na license or lehitimo naman, paiigtingin po lalo ang paglaban sa mga illegitimate o yung mga yung hindi tama or hindi rehistradong mga online gaming sites.
Follow up lang po from Sir Dexter of Inquirer. What is President Marcos's position about online gambling, with lawmakers filing bills to either outright ban or impose tighter regulations on online gambling operators and e-wallets, and acknowledging that Filipinos get addicted to online gambling regardless if they are playing on legal or illegal apps or websites?
Yun nga po, kagaya ng ating sinabi, ang Pangulo po ay nakikinig kung ano nangyayari sa ating mga kababayan at kung ano man po ang bill na ipapasa nila, ito'y pag-aaralan mabuti, kung ito'y makakabuti sa ating ekonomiya and at the same time makakabuti para sa taong bayan.
Last po from Sir Dexter. How will the Marcos administration address the issue of online gambling in a health perspective, given addiction is a public health problem?
Muli, katulad na sinabi natin, gusto natin limitahan ang itong klaseng mga pagsusugal at mabawasan ang mga gumon sa sugal. At ito
Second public hearing and inquiry in aid of legislation of the Committee on Games and Amusement, jointly with the Committees on Banks, Finance, Financial Institutions and Currencies, Youth, Economic Affairs, Public Information, Mass Media, and Ways and Means is hereby called to order. This hearing is convened pursuant to the various Senate bills, resolutions, and privileged speeches or speech filed and/or delivered before this August chamber in light of the alarming rise of gambling in the Philippines. At the core of our deliberation are two policy directions: whether to impose a total ban or to adopt stricter regulatory measures. As in our previous proceedings, the rules of the Senate and the rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation shall continue to apply. At this juncture, please allow me to acknowledge the presence of my esteemed colleague, Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Thank you very much for your presence. And may I now request our committee secretary, Ms. Aline Garces, to read into the records the new bills that have been referred to the committees and to acknowledge our resource persons. Comsec, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everybody. The agenda for today's discussion will include the following proposed measures prohibiting online gambling. Senate Bill number 508, introduced by Senator Lauren Legarda, entitled An Act Prohibiting Online Gambling and the Promotion of Online Gambling-Related Content, Strengthening Digital Enforcement, Providing Penalties Therefore. Senate Bill number 686, introduced by Senator Bongo, entitled An Act Prohibiting the Operation and Conduct of Online Gambling Activities in the Philippines. And Senate Bill number 708, introduced by Senator Raffy Tulfo, entitled An Act Prohibiting Online Gambling and the Placing of Wagers or Bets through the Internet or any online platform, providing for enforcement measures and providing penalties therefore. For the record, the committees gratefully acknowledge the presence of the following resource person. The Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation is represented by Attorney Jessa Maris Fernandez, Attorney Jeremy Luglog, together with retired General Raul Villanueva, Mr. Michael Joseph Bailey, Attorney Jason Alba. From the Department of Information and Communication Technology, represented by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is represented by Deputy Governor Mamerto Tangunan, Attorney Roberto Figueroa, together with Attorney Charina de Verayap. Securities and Exchange Commission is represented by Attorney Romary Abrazaldo, Attorney Ramon B. Launio, together with Attorney Abigail Shikina Tria. Philippine National Police is represented by Acting Director, Police Brigadier General Bernard Yang, together with Police Colonel Richmond Tadina, Police Colonel Restituto Pangusban, Police Colonel R.V. Paraon Bueno. From online platforms and advertising, we have the Head of Public Policy of TikTok Private Limited, Attorney Ibs Gonzalez, together with Enriquito Cruz, Mr. Hope Ping Chin. Google Philippines is virtually represented by the Government Affairs and Public Policy Head, Ms. Arian Santoso. She's online. And Ms. Putri Alam, Director for Government Affairs and Public Policy of Google, together with the Attorney Juan Paulo M. Archaga as observer, who's physically present. From the Ad Standard Council, we have Roby Aligada, together with Mr. Miko David. From Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, good morning, together with Attorney Abraham Calnea and Attorney Paul Isaac Santo Domingo. Digital Pinoys, we have the national campaigner, Mr. Ronald Gustilo, together with Jasania Nicosha. GCash is represented by Attorney Gilbert Iscoto, Attorney Mark Anthony Amorao, together with Mr. Ramon Mata and Mr. Franco Sarmiento. Paymaya Philippines Incorporated is represented by Mr. Tofrada, together with Ms. Nick Wilwaiko and Attorney Lorenzo Matibag. From our health advocate, Bridges of Hope is represented by Mr. Dean Calleja. That's NBI is represented by Agent John Mark Calilong. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Comsec. Before we proceed, I would just like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Morning, Chair.
Good morning. Thank you. Now, may I ask all resource persons, Comsec, who have not yet taken their oath to please rise. The committee secretary is hereby directed to administer the oath.
Sorry. May I request all the resource persons who have not taken their oath during the August 14 public hearing, including those who are virtually present, Google Philippines, to please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before these committees? Yes. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I would like to know if the gambling operators are duly represented also in this hearing. I have not heard any as mentioned by the Secretary.
Committee secretary.
For today's agenda, I believe e-wallets is the primary agenda, Mr. Chair.
Not the gambling operators? They're the subject matter of this hearing. Why is it that...
Mr. Let me answer that, Comsec. The reason why we didn't invite the gambling operators because our focus last week, last hearing, was merely on the e-wallets. That's why. And we have scheduled their appearance on the next hearing, probably next week.
Okay, but Mr. Chair, my only concern is they're supposed to be the principal players. They're the ones, they're the subject matter of this hearing, considering that the social dislocation, the social costs, as we term, even economic dislocations, even, I think, financial distress, and other negative contributions that the gambling operators and platforms wrote or manifest into our society is quite alarming, and that's the reason why these proposed measures are being considered. Either we strictly regulate them or we totally ban them. So I am just concerned why they are not invited. Anyway, if they are invited to the next hearing, there's no problem, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Marcoleta. And that's the reason why, because we want to focus. Because if we invite them, it will be a waste of time. I mean, inviting everybody, like what happened last time during our first hearing. We invited almost all agencies and representatives of the gaming platforms, but they weren't questioned. They weren't able to give a briefing before this Senate. So we really scheduled that on the next hearing they will be here. Thank you. Anyway, as in, for the record, the committee held its first hearing on the subject matter on August 14, 2025. In summary, our discussions focused on the regulatory framework, the roles of Pagcor and other government agencies on the enforcement of rules and regulations, such as on the inability to fully regulate the activities of Philippine inland gaming operators or PIGOs, the lack of sufficient safeguards to prohibit minors from online gambling, and how developments in technology have outspaced enforcement, like illegal online platforms, keep on sprouting and not immediately detected or cut off. The continued presence of illegal online gambling operators, that's another problem. the social harms of online gambling, and the critical role of e-wallets in facilitating gambling payments. We also directed several agencies to take action. Specifically, Pagcor was tasked to submit the list of online gambling operators, which it complied on August 21st, 2025. BSP was directed until August 17 to order e-wallets to cut links to gambling platforms. We now seek updates on these directives. We'll start with Pagcor.
Your Honor, with regard to the submitted list, meron lang po kaming isang ni-revoke na lisensya noong August 28, 2025. Ito po yung lisensya ng One Visaya Corporation. We will submit po the updated list today, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you also working right now, Pagcor, doon po sa mga gambling operators na illegally not registered with you? Where are we on this?
Mr. Chair, actually po, meron na po kami ngayon na ilo-launch na isang AI tool kung saan per second po nakaka-detect po ito ng mga illegal gambling websites. And nakikipag-ugnayan din po kami sa CICC, NTC, and DICT para naman po mabilis din po ang pagbablock dito sa mga websites na ito. So aside po kasi po dati manually po natin or through reports po ng licensees, concerned players or concerned citizen po namin nakikita or through our illegal monitoring team na monitor itong mga illegal websites. Ngayon po, sa tulong din po ng AI-powered tool, na monitor po namin yung mga illegal gambling websites and through the help of CICC, NTC, and DICT, magkakaroon po kami ng agreement para po mas mabilis po nilang mabablock itong mga websites po na ito.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Senator.
I just noticed that Pagcor Chair Tenko is not around. Sorry if I missed it earlier, but bakit po wala dito si Commissioner Tenko, Mr. Chair?
Let me answer that, Senator Ontiveros. He wrote me a letter that he will be attending. This was due. I think he was invited as a resource person in an ASEAN country. So, and at the same time, it's kind of like a seminar.
And Mr. Chair, we assume that that particular event is more important than our hearing today.
That's why he asked that he be represented by his officer, Attorney Fernandez. And
Yes,
he said he's capable of answering questions, Senator Marcoleta.
By asking, Mr. Chair, that he be represented by several people here, we assume that that event that he went to is more important than our hearing today.
I'm not very sure, Senator, but he officially asked for permission. So we gave the permission, and he would be back, and definitely by the next hearing next week, he will be here. What he told me was that he will be represented by officials of Pagcor who will be able to answer our questions.
And we
In that
will
case,
assume,
Mr. Chair, I'll reserve my questions for Attorney Jessa Maris.
Thank you.
Mr.
we will
Chair.
assume further, Mr. Chair, that the representatives are all in a position to bind their principal. They can answer questions that are directed to him.
I believe so, Senator Marcoleta.
Can-
That was, I was informed, I was told by Pagcor Chair before he left yesterday.
That he can be bound by his representatives.
That Pagcor can answer. Thank you. Anyway, let's go now to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Was directed until August 17 to order e-wallets to cut links to gambling platforms. Now,
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Before we leave Pagcor, may I propound my questions now to Attorney Fernandez?
we can come back.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Risa.
All right, Mr.
We'll,
Chair.
we'll just go. We're asking right now for an update on our directive last meeting, our hearing, to remove from e-wallets the links to gambling platforms. What is the status on this, BSP?
Good morning, Your Honor. So, as of end of day of August 16, all the Bangko Sentral supervised institutions have complied. That includes 38 non-bank electronic money issuers, or commonly referred to as e-wallets. And we have verified that the links no longer exist, nor they are working already, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
just to follow up, Mr. Tangonan, all the links have been severed?
Yes, Your Honor. So all links have been taken down, and where they were not taken down, but they were not working, meaning if you click the link, it will not proceed to any site.
By all links, if you click them, will not proceed.
Correct.
Ibig niyong sabihin, wala na sa loob
Yeah.
ng mga e-wallets yung gambling platform links.
Yes, it's the compliance of others is the icons no longer appear. The others, the form of compliance is that when you prior to removal of the icons, when you click them, it's a broken link. So it just leads to a notice that all links have been disabled.
But you do know, sir, the Bangko Sentral knows na pwede pa ring mag-cash in at mag-cash out sa pamamagitan ng mga e-wallets for purposes of gambling on online gambling platforms. Alam nyo naman po yun, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. So
I will pursue that later also, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Kasi ibig sabihin po, sir, hindi pa nasusunod talaga yung utos ng komite.
Your Honor, the order we issued to the supervised institutions is to remove the in-app links. Now, with regards to the basic payment services, that's because that is the online gambling operators, as far as they're licensed, they're considered legitimate entities, and so the purpose for which the top-ups are being used is for a legitimate purpose, and therefore there's no basis to deny that service, Your Honor.
I'll pursue that later, sir, and Mr. Chair, dahil bagamat legitimate purpose na sinasabi, but is it a beneficial purpose? O purpose po ba siya na may harms din? In which case, I would, as a member of the committee, still like to pursue yung utos ng komite na putulin talaga yung link between the online gambling platforms at saka yung mga e-wallets. Salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Risa. For today, the committee will tackle on what was left behind in the previous hearing. We will focus on the following. First, lapses in the regulatory framework. Bakit patuloy po na lumaganap ang online gambling kahit na may mga batas laban dito? Okay, na magkokontrol sa mga ito. Bakit nakakalusot? Even the illegal sites, yun po yung problema natin. Kasi nababantayan nga po ninyo para patuloy na umuusbong ang mga illegal online gambling sites. Pangalawa po, the role of e-wallets, advertisements, and digital platforms. We will tackle that. Paano po nakaka-apekto ang aggressive advertising sa e-wallets and digital platforms sa kabataan at vulnerable sectors? Nakikita po natin sa social media. Ipinangangalandakan pa, ipinagmamayabang na yung kanyang puhunan, 1,000 o 500 piso, nakakuha siya ng 15,000 para nang-iinganyo pa, which is, I believe, is not tama po kasi iniinganyo mo yung mga tao na hindi marunong magsusugal ngayon sa konteng pera na meron sila. Third, failure of law enforcement. Despite the laws banning it, why has enforcement remained weak? Lalo na po doon sa mga illegal gambling po. Yan ho tayo nagiging problema. I hope we can tackle these issues topic by topic to ensure we remain productive at para naman hindi tayo nagkakalituhan. To keep our discussions orderly and focused, we will take up issues one at a time. Resource person will present first, followed by questions from the chair. And then thereafter, each senator will be given up to 10 minutes to raise question in order of their arrival. So I guess it's Senator Marcoleta followed by Senator Risa Ontiveros who will ask questions. Senators who have not yet given their opening statement may do so before asking their questions. So for today's order presentation, BSP will present first, followed by representatives from the e-wallet providers, digital platforms, and advertising sector. If time permits, we shall also hear from the DICT and our law enforcement agencies. Pagcor may be asked from time to time to make clarification as discussion progress or any of our resource persons. Okay. You have 8 minutes for these agencies to make your presentation. Please limit it to 8 minutes. Please keep it brief
Mr.
and
Chair.
straightforward. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chair, will we also hear from the health advocates like Bridges of Hope?
Of course.
Thank you,
We
Mr.
will give them time. All right, so 8 minutes po. We will give you 8 minutes to make your presentation. We're starting with BSP, e-wallets, and then online gambling platforms, social media, Advertising Standard Council, DICT, law enforcement agencies. Before I proceed, I notice we have the representative from the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Am I correct, sir?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Good morning.
So you're the commissioner of the MPBL.
Yes po. Yes po.
And I was informed by former Senator Manny Pacquiao that the 1xBet is no longer your advertiser or sponsor in your league. Is this correct?
Yes, correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay. I'll be back with you later. So, Banco Central, are you ready to make your presentation? Please make it brief and short, like around 8 minutes, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. So thank you for the opportunity to address the critical issue of online gambling regulation. Unregulated online gambling presents significant risks, including increased rates of addiction, exposure to fraud, exploitation of vulnerable populations, and the facilitation of illicit financial activities such as money laundering. Additionally, the absence of regulation undermines consumer protections and leads to substantial losses in potential tax revenue. To safeguard public welfare and maintain market integrity, regulation should focus on the following key areas. First is the consumer protection and responsible gambling frameworks to prevent addiction and support affected individuals. Second, robust age and identity verification systems to prevent underage and unauthorized access. Third, fair gaming standards and transparency to ensure trust in the system. And fourth, anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing protocols. And fifth, clear licensing requirements and oversight mechanisms to ensure operator accountability. Comprehensive regulation is not about restricting access. It's about ensuring that access is safe, fair, and accountable. We urge the committee to prioritize these issues in any forthcoming legislative framework. Thank you very much.
Are you done with your presentation?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Senator Antiveros, you had questions earlier for Banco Central. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. A couple more questions sa ngayon, Mr. Tangonan. Nakatanggap po kami ng reklamo sa opisina ko na kahit daw unregistered, illegal online gambling, yung apps at websites nila pwedeng gumamit ng e-wallet, yung sinimulan po nating pag-usapan kanina, at pwedeng gumamit ng online banking para mag-cash in o kaya mag-cash out. How is this possible, sir?
Mr. Chair, the one modality or typology that is being used is through the use of mule accounts, Mr. Chair. So what we do is we pursue these mule accounts and we direct the Banco Central supervised institution concerned to look into the account and close the account if warranted. And of course, we direct the institution to apply the necessary safeguards and the fraud management systems so that they can better detect similar cases in the future. So, of course, Your Honor, it follows that when those directives are not followed, there would be corresponding sanctions, Mr. Chair.
But of course, sir, Mr. Chair, mga corrective measures na ito, wala bang regulasyon at the outset, regulasyon sa mga payment system na bawal dapat mag-transact sa mga illegal online platforms?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We require the Banco Central supervised institutions to practice stringent know your customer, know your merchant measures in order to ensure that only legitimate entities are given access to the financial system, Mr. Chair. but as we know, sometimes even individuals, Mr. Chair, they either sell or rent their accounts to other parties not known to the financial institution, and therefore, thanks to both houses of Congress, we have the Anti-Financial Accounts Scamming Act now, which enables us to run after mule accounts, Mr. Chair.
And I suppose, sir, Mr. Chair, kung talagang stringent yung KYC nila, dapat again, at the get-go, alam na nila kung sino ang mule accounts. And that's a big and bright red flag na hindi sila dapat mag-transact gamit yung ganitong klaseng mga accounts. Kumbaga, there's no excuse for that. There should be no need for corrective measures from BSP. Sila mismo ay dapat hindi gumamit at magpagamit ng ganong accounts. And in any case, sir, Mr. Chair, may mga online gambling platform na sikat kahit pa illegal. Hindi ba red flag na rin yan na napakalaking halaga ang tinatransact sa mga illegal entity na yan?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So, in connection with that, previously we have issued a circular letter to the supervised institutions in 2021 that reminding them and directing them to deal only with gambling and or online gambling businesses that are authorized or licensed by or registered by appropriate government agency, and mandated them to strictly observe customer due diligence. So there's that directive from us, Your Honor, and on top of that, we require that the institutions do regular monitoring of the accounts and flag suspicious transactions, like let's say this account is receiving huge amounts, or if this account is receiving multiple transactions of accounts when the nature of account cannot explain such a behavior, Your Honor. So they are directed to look more closely into those accounts, and again, if warranted, then they need to close the account.
I think, Senator Ontiveros, we can
Yes, Mr.
ask the e-wallets, they're invited here, the GCash and PayMaya, on measures that they have in place so that yung mga illegal sites hindi na pwedeng gamitin itong kanilang ikang e-wallets, GCash and PayMaya. I think they will have their make presentation after.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will also ask GCash and PayMaya. Just one last point kay Mr. Tangonan
Go ahead.
for the Bangko Sentral. Salamat, Mr. Chair. So kung, Mr. Tangonan, kung way back in 2021, nakapaglabas ang Bangko Sentral ng circular letter, then kaya nyo pa rin, or baka lalo na hanggang ngayon, to issue similar, if not stricter, guidelines and regulations. Ano po? In line with the spirit of your quite surprising opening statement, which sounded a lot more well-rounded than the usual banking and finance focus lamang ng mga statements ng Bangko Sentral. I mean, you mentioned consumer protection, of course, anti-money laundering. Pero I was quite surprised, Mr. Chair, ang unang bukang bibig ng statement ng Bangko Sentral was on consumer protection. So, in the interest of consumer protection, the Bangko Sentral would be able to issue similar circular letters na mas mahigpit namang regulasyon dito sa mga online gambling entities, including in terms of the relationship sa mga e-wallets. Tama po ba?
The previous directive, Mr. Chair, is towards those unlicensed or illegal gambling operators. However, it does not preclude providing basic financial services to those that are licensed and considered legitimate businesses, Mr. Chair. Nonetheless, we have been preparing a more stringent regulation on the use of these accounts to make sure that the safeguards that we wanted to guarantee consumer protection would be included in the forthcoming new regulation, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
I look forward to those new and more stringent regulations, Mr.
Mr.
Tangonan, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if given opportunity by the committee, we'll be happy to go through the provisions of the forthcoming regulation, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
All right. Before we let you, we proceed to the e-wallets, let me just ask you, Mr. Tangonan, may we know if the Bangko Sentral is for total ban or regulation of online gambling? What is your position?
Mr. Chair, can I request our General Counsel to address that question?
All right.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Chair. Well, as far as the position of the BSP, Mr. Chair, is concerned, our position is that, of course, that we defer to the wisdom of the of Congress, no, on how to proceed with this. In fact, we will be submitting later on a position paper regarding this the pending bills, and we explained there that whether we go for regulation or for banning, there will always be pros and cons with respect to these two different positions, and that's why it is as to which position should be adopted by us. As I said, we will defer to Congress as far as this issue of national concern is involved, Mr. Chair.
All right.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Attorney Figueroa,
Yes.
since we're talking with the General Counsel, Mr. Chair, meron na po bang nakasuhan o naimbestigahan man lang tungkol dun sa financial muling na binanggit ni Mr. Tangonan kanina?
Meron pong we have, as pointed out by DG Mert, we have this AFASA law, the Anti-Financial Accounts Scamming Act, where the law expressly criminalizes and prohibits money muling. It's a relatively new law, Mr. Chair.
I'm familiar with it, sir. We passed it here in the
Yes,
Senate.
that's why. So it's a relatively new law po. But there are, as far as I know, already like investigations that are being conducted. I'm not sure if I think there's no actual case yet that has been filed, but I believe there are investigations. And as far as those investigations that I'm aware of, I know that it didn't anymore reach the court level because there has been some kind of sort of like compromise agreement, meaning the banks may have already returned. But to answer your question, as far as I know, there's none yet, as far as I know, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for the information, Mr. Chair. Moving forward, maybe, of course, with its own wisdom, Bangko Sentral can determine, baka be a little less liberal about compromises kasi this has to be
Definitely.
cracked down on
Yes.
because of all the harms that come out of the unregulated nature of online gambling, the use pa of muling within the
Yes.
banking system, Mr. Chair.
We share that view, Mr. Chair. The unit or the department in charge of implementing the AFASA is actually under the Office of the General Counsel. I do share personally that view, and that's why we will definitely implement the law to the full extent, Mr. Chair.
I'm glad.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Before we proceed to the presentation of the e-wallets, GCash, and PayMaya, let me just ask Pagcor. Meron po bang impact or epekto po nung inalis na po yung mga links na ito sa GCash, sa PayMaya, yung mga sugal? Napansin, may mga nagsasabi ho sa akin na wala na raw po, nawala na yung mga scatter, kung saan-saan na lang, ngayon parang nabawasan. Meron ho ba talagang impact? Let me ask you, Pagcor, yung pag-alis ng GCash o ng PayMaya, ng e-wallets, ng mga links na ito sa kanilang app?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we confirm po na nagkaroon po ng effect. Based po ito sa income for the 2 weeks after the delinking. So nakaranas po ng around 40 to 50% decline in the income po after po nung delinking from the payment platforms.
In figures pa, meron po kayo? Can you translate that in monetary figures? Yung sinasabi niyo 30 to 40%?
Let me get the information, Mr. Chair, and we will provide you po.
You said 30 to 40% ang nawala na naglalaro. Am I correct?
Sa income po,
Sa
Mr.
income.
Chair.
So ang
Mr. Chair.
ang naging problema yung nabawasan yung income. Yun po yung naging, and where did you get this report?
Mula po ito dun po sa data po ng accounting po namin and ng Electronic Gaming Licensing Department po.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Now, I have one last question before we go to you, Senator Risa. May we also ask Pagcor if the agency is for total ban or regulation before I have to ask you, each agency have to ask. So definitely, you're for regulation, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Chair, gaya po ng nailahad ni Chairman Tenko during the last hearing and during my presentation, Pagcor's position po is for strict regulation of the industry.
Because you will be losing income if you go for total ban. So, ang gusto ko lang marinig kung ano yung naging epekto, yung pagbubunga nga namin dito noong nakaraan at napilitan yung e-wallets natin na alisin. So, may epekto pala. There is.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
All right. Senator Antiveros?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Actually, follow up lang dun sa point nyo kanina, Chair. Actually, nung August 20, 2025, Pagcor announced that online gambling transactions fell by as much as 50%, revealing the extent by which online gambling activity is facilitated by the ease of the use of e-wallet. So, 50% ba tulad nung sinabi nyo last month or 30 to 40%? Ano? Bakit parang bumaba?
Ma'am, nung pong simula po, nung pagkakadelink po ng GCash, malaki po talaga yung ibinaba niya, up to 50%. And then, pagkatapos po ng sumunod na linggo, medyo umangat na po ito, kaya po sinasabi namin ngayon na up to 40 to 50% po ang binaba po niya.
Okay,
Ano po,
Senator.
Mr. Chair? Salamat po.
Okay, let's go back to Senator Marcoleta. I'm sorry, Senator Marcoleta. I said earlier that you'll be the first one to ask questions. Go ahead now, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Alam ko po na nag-comply naman yung e-wallet sa directive ng BSP. Ngunit alam din natin na ang gambling sites ay accessible pa rin dahil pumunta sila dun sa kanilang mga apps at saka website. At ito naman ay hindi nasakop ng delinking. Tama po ba?
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Ang ibig sabihin po, kahit na madilink po yan dun sa kanilang mobile apps, that will not solve the problem dahil pupunta sila sa website at sa kanilang apps. Tama?
It adds sand on the wheel, so to speak, but it doesn't totally prevent.
Kaya nga po,
access to
they can access through browser or app store o kaya QR code. Yung mga sites nito will be engineered by operators, and this will reach freely the users, regardless of whether or not they are linked with the e-wallet.
Yes, Your Honor.
So ang ibig sabihin po nito, we must frame the discussion not on the distinction between the legals and the illegals. That will not solve the problem. Kahit na legal po yan or illegal, yung pong sinasabi nating social costs, economic dislocation will be there. We're not solving the problem by just framing the discussion between legal and illegals. Kailangan po talaga kontrolado natin at source. Then nga po natin kailangan yung regulator, yung Pagcor. Otherwise, we will be, again, barking the wrong tree. Tingnan po ninyo, nag-comply na po yung e-wallet. I believe that that compliance is also one mode of safeguard. Pero dahil hindi naman talaga totally nawala, dahil nga online gambling continues to exist because yung kanilang website, yung apps nila, and even advertising remain through multiple channels. Meron po silang app store, social media, offshore servers. Ito pong offshore servers na to, it is beyond our jurisdiction. It's beyond regulation. Kaya magkakaproblema ito eh. So, ang kailangan po dito, the real solution, Mr. Chair, is holding the operators accountable for access, advertising, player protection, and more importantly, in empowering regulators and the internet service providers to block illegal sites at the internet level. Kapag hindi po natin ginawa ito, wala pong mangyayari. Madam Pagcor, ang itatanong po namin sa inyo, nag-comply na po yung e-wallets with that delinking. What concrete measures are you now undertaking to regulate the illegal or operators at the very source? Ano pong ginagawa ninyo?
Your Honor, may I seek clarification on the meaning of at the very source?
Ang source po talaga, di ba, yung nasabi ko na to nung una pa Yung mga websites po, let's say yung Google Play, yung Apple Store.
Okay. Mr. Chair, unang-una pong ginawa po namin dyan because as a regulator po ng gambling, hindi po namin ito nasasakupan. Kaya po lumapit po kami sa mga agencies gaya ng Department of Information and Communications Technology, the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Council, National Telecommunications Commission para po sa pagbablock nitong mga websites na ito. Kasi po, ang NTC po, ang agency po na merong power over the internet service providers. So kami po ay regular na nakikipag-ugnayan sa kanila at nagbibigay ng listahan ng mga illegal websites as well as legal websites para po epektibo po nilang mablock itong mga illegal websites na po ito na nagpapalaro po or nakikita dito po sa Pilipinas.
Salamat naman, Mr. Chair, at inamin po nila na wala silang magagawa kung pinag-uusapan yung source. Kasi po, yung gambling platforms are still freely accessible kahit nasa simple Google search or Facebook ad na dapat sana nare-regulate. Ito po ang malinaw, Mr. Chair, na hindi nyo mare-regulate ito. Hahanap po kayo ng tulong either sa DICT o sa NTC in blocking access. Hindi po ba, lalo na sa mga unlicensed. Ngayon, doon pupunta talaga rito. Ngayon, is the NTC or the DICT talagang nasa posisyon ba na gawin ito? Siguro, mapupunta na tayo doon sa pagtatanong, what is DICT or NTC doing or role in blocking access to unlicensed online gambling websites and apps? Kasi doon lang po ang gagawin ninyo. Doon lang kayo makakapunta. Yun lang ang makakatulong sa inyo. So we will not be able to do this unless you go and ask for the help of the DICT and the NTC. And how fast, for example, can the NTC or the DICT implement a takedown or blocking orders from Pagcor or DOJ? Kunwari, nag-flag ang DOJ. How fast can that takedown be implemented, Mr. Chair?
I think the CICC should be the right agency that we have to ask for. They're under the DICT.
So how can the CICC, Mr. Chair, do that? For example, how fast can you implement the takedown or blocking orders once Pagcor or the DOJ make the plug?
With the permission of the Chair, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, it's within 24 to 48 hours after we receive a complaint and verified complaint. For example, in the case po ng Pagcor po, humihingi ho tayo ng certification kasi sila ho yung regulators ng mga legal na websites. Outside those legal websites, hihingi ho sila ng tulong ho sa DICT, CICC at NTC para i-block ho to within 24 to 48 hours. So, na-i-block naman ho natin tong sites na to within our Philippine jurisdiction po, Mr. Chair.
So Mr. Chair, the CICC is in a position to take down or block in 24 hours?
Correct, Mr. Chair. Yung pag-websites po, Mr. Chair.
Are there penalties or sanctions for internet service providers if they fail to comply?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The NTC, being the regulators of these internet service providers and as well as mobile network operators, have jurisdiction and regulation powers over them and can penalize them for non-compliance.
And what are these penalties?
They range from fines po to the revocation of the licenses of these ISPs and mobile network operators.
Meron
Mr. Chair.
ba, Mr. Chair, na capability ang DICT or the NTC? Meron siyang capability to block? Meron ba siyang tools?
Right now, Mr. Chair, we are happy to inform you that we have successfully blocked more than 10,000 sites, illegal gambling sites, Mr. Chair. So we have the tools, Mr. Chair.
So, masasabi nyo, Mr. Chair, na talagang meron kayong capability, meron kayong tools, either to block or monitor yung legal at saka to block and take down the illegals?
Mr. Chair, as to blocking, we have the capabilities. As to the monitoring, that's where we would encounter some challenges, especially the automation of that monitoring system, Mr. Chair.
Are you sure na merong blocking capability? Yun ang importante. Lalo na yung illegal. You have more than, let's say, 7,000 illegal gambling sites, gambling platforms. Talaga bang merong tools to block them?
Mr. Chair, we have what we call the protective DNS or domain name server, Mr. Chair, that can block these sites within the Philippine jurisdiction. Bigyan ko lang ho ng konteksto. Pag nasa loob ho natin, papablock natin doon sa mga mobile network operators natin, sa mga ISPs natin, doon sa jurisdiction ho natin. Pero outside our country, or kung halimbawa po, gumamit ho ng VPNs, makikita nyo pa rin ho itong mga sites na to, Mr.
Kaya
Chair.
nga, yung sinasabi mo, Philippine jurisdiction. Paano yung offshore servers? Wala tayong jurisdictions. Can you regulate them?
Definitely not, Mr. Chair. We don't have
Kaya nga, ang pinag-uusapan natin, tools. Kanina, you're very, very confident na sinasabi mo, kaya nating i-block or take down the illegal sites. Gumamit sila offshore eh. Paano ang gagawin natin yan? Yun ang marami. Dito lamang sa binigay sa akin na listahan ng mga beneficial owners, there are foreign sounding names here. Hindi ko nga alam kung they have complied with the first 40% equity requirement based on our laws.
Mr. Chair, para lang ho maging klaro yung explanation natin. Even if they're foreign or the back end or yung mga signal is coming from abroad, pag blinak ho natin dito, yun ho yung keyword eh, ibablock natin na makita naman kababayan natin na nag-access through the mobile network operators or ng mga ISP or internet service providers ho natin. Pero ho, pag ang tinatanong nyo ho is kung na-take down or na-down ho natin yung site, hindi ho natin na-down yung site. Wala ho tayong capability nga ho.
Kaya nga, don't you think that we should have that capability? We should have acquired such a system.
Mr. Chair, I think mahabang ko pa sa pinto regarding jurisdiction din ho. Kasi halimbawa ho, ang mga kumpanyang ito na located sa ibang bansa, nakarehistro sa ibang bansa. Gaya na ho ng isang illegal gambling website dito sa atin, nakaregister ho sa, pwede siya maglisensya, mag-provide ng internet gaming sa ibang bansa. So, it's also a matter of jurisdiction. If, Mr. Chair, to answer the question squarely, if you are asking if we should acquire that capability, I would agree, Mr. Chair. We should acquire that capability, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Marcoleta, let me just interfere there. Yung sinasabi namin dito, yung isang prime example, yung 1xBet, napakalaking advertiser. Akala ko legit. Lahat ng mga tao akala legit itong 1xBet na gamit pa isang basketball tournament. Yung pala illegal. Mabuti nilang tinake down nila because after the committee informed them, sumunod naman, tinake down and they were informed na kailangan magparehistro muna sila sa Pagcor, which they haven't done yet so far. So paano ito? Tuloy-tuloy itong operation ng 1xBet. Ano ang plano rito? Anong gagawin natin dito?
Mr. Chair, I already have a report that we have taken down 3 sites of 1xBet. Nag-comply na ho yung mga mobile network operators natin since September 12 of itong taon na ho na to. Na-monitor natin, nag-comply ho yung mga mobile network operators ho natin. So, again, dito sa ating jurisdiction, dito sa Pilipinas, hindi na ho dapat sila nakikita ng ating mga kababayan unless gumamit ho sila ng VPN. Ngayon,
Interjection, Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of Senator Marcoleta. Salamat, Mr. Chair. Yun nga po, so kapag gumamit sila ng VPN, na gagana pa rin yung website? sa ngayon?
Tama po, Madam Chair.
So that's why kailangan natin yung sinasabi niyong teknolohiyang yon. In the same way na nung pinag-usapan yung VPN dyan sa ating national grid, sinabi na kailangan natin yung teknolohiya i-override yon in effect para proteksyonan yung kuryente natin sa Pilipinas. In the same way, kapag yung mga foreign-owned na entities na yan, online gambling operators, gumamit ng VPN, we need the capacity here in country para proteksyonan yung ating mga kababayan from the effects lalo na of gambling addiction. We need the technology for that capacity.
Yes, Mr. Chair, the capability to override those VPNs would help a lot, not only with illegal gambling, but also OSAIC-CSAM cases, scam cases po. Marami hong magagawa sana yung capability na ganun, Madam Chair.
Salamat, Mr. Chair, Senator Marcoleta.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Inamin mo kanina na kailangan natin talagang magkaroon ng capability, magkaroon ng tools para sa ganon either to monitor or take down or block, lalo na yung illegal gambling sites. Ang totoo niyan, ang Pagcor naman hindi naman kumikita dyan sa mga illegals na yan, hindi ba? So, dapat talaga meron tayong capability. What does it take to get that capability? Yung tools, yung system. Para wala na tayong pag-uusapan because there are only two options here eh. Ayaw naman ni Chair na totally ban dahil hindi naman kikita yung Pagcor. Alam naman natin kahit papano yung Pagcor nakakatulong sa maraming ahensya ng ating pamahalaan. Let's not debate with that. Ang ating problema talaga, kahit na legal o illegal, yung social ills nandyan talaga. Yun ang ating problema. So para wag na kaming magtalo kung ban o regulation, regulation is okay. Kung nakaka-regulate talaga. That's why ang contention dito, are we in a position to regulate? Kaya nga ang Pagcor, kaya hinahanap, kahit si Senator Risa, hinahanap si Altenco. Ako rin na hinahanap ko talaga siya dahil siya yung bida rito, siya pa yung wala. Kumbaga sa prosecution, nasa fiscal tayo, Chair, kompleto tayo eh. Yung biktima nandito, yung mga witnesses nandito, yung akusado ang wala. Kaya sa susunod na pagdinig sana, Mr. Chair, talagang gusto kong makita rito si Mr. Altenco eh. Alam ko, he is now being represented by so many ladies and gentlemen here, pero dapat nandito siya eh. Ito, kamukha nito, regulation ang ating pinag-uusapan na, I think this is the more practical way to monitor siguro kasi kung total ban pare-pareho na tayong mawawalan talaga. Although tama rin naman yun, Mr. Chair.
Senator Marcoleta, let me just correct you on that point. Na up to now, some members of this committee are still for total banning. Titignan po muna natin ang pros and cons. But, well, yung iba, yung mga nag-file dito for regulation, may mga kasamaan tayo na for regulation, then they're for regulation. Pero ako at si Senator Ontiveros, we're still for total banning. So we're looking for ways. Si Senator Ontiveros is strict regulation dahil nakakatulong ang Pagcor sa UHC, sa Universal Healthcare. Pero this representation would like to emphasize that I'm still for total banning. Pero may mga kasamahan ho kami dito. So we're still conducting this hearing to see the pros and cons. Diba? Kung total banning, may kita tayong hindi maganda. Kung regulation din, may maganda rin pero may mga hindi maganda. So that's my stand. Go ahead, continue please.
Thank you,
Senator
Mr. Chair.
Marcoleta.
Ako, ang inclination ko talaga is total ban. Kaya lang, kinukonsider ko rin naman yung strict regulation. Kung halimbawa, mapapanagutan ng Pagcor, sila yung regulator dito eh. Kaya I am more serious in asking you kung, okay, papayag kami strict regulation, provided meron tayong capability to regulate. That's why I'm asking you, can we put up a system, a system of regulation na yan ang kailangan naman natin. And how much or what does it take in order for us to get and secure that system?
With the permission of the Chair. Mr. Chair, kaya ho, may mga technology providers tayo na magbibigay ho sa atin ng, especially ho, ang importante ho dyan, not only yung blocking, yung monitoring ho talaga ang importante dyan, yung constant monitoring. Bilang ho, halimbawa, yung binanggit ho natin kanina, nag-takedown na tayo ng 1xbet, 3 iterations of 1xbet. nakikita ho natin may mga nakapila na silang ibang mga websites na nakahanda para pumasok ho sa market natin. At hindi naman ho tumitigil ang CICC at ang NTC. Yun nga lang ho, kailangan constant monitoring. Ito, nakatuto kami sa WNXBet. Paano ho yung mga ibang mga, kailangan ma-automate din ho yun. So if the question is how much po, medyo from, it varies from subscription base po 200 million to 300 million on an annual subscription base po. Pero ho, may mga katulong ho tayo yung sa private sector, katulad ho ng Digital Pinoys na nag-offer ho ng sarili nilang technology para naman tumulong sa atin mag-monitor po, Mr. Chair.
Bakit hindi ninyo tingnan yung online gambling operators? Sila yung re-regulate eh. Sila ang dapat ma-regulate eh. Bakit hindi sila yung tumulong sa gobyerno para sa ganon, yung monitoring na yan? Total, sila naman dapat i-monitor eh. Bakit sila yung nawawala sa equation? Yan ang punto rito eh.
Before you answer that, Attorney Paraiso would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Zubiri, our Majority Leader. Go ahead, Attorney Paraiso.
Tama ho, Mr. I would subscribe to that idea kasi natutulungan din ho natin sila na imbis na pumunta ho doon sa mga illegal na websites, pupunta ho talaga doon sa mga regulated ho ng Pagcor kung saan ho, namomonitor nila, especially with the KYC or Know Your Client, hindi ho makakapasok yung mga bata at hindi ho naloloko yung ating mga kababayan doon sa mga results ng mga casinos or online casinos na yan, Mr. Chair.
Mabuti nagkakaintindihan tayo. Mr. Chair, salamat sa iyo.
Thank you, Senator Marcoleta. Senator Risa Ontiveros, it's your turn.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Attorney Jessa Maris, itanong ko sa inyo yung tanong ko dapat dapat kay Commissioner Tenco. Sabi po ni Commissioner Tenco sa hearing, doon naman po sa House of Representatives, may otoridad ang Pagcor na i-ban at ipagbawal ang online gambling kung gugustuhin po ninyo. So, kung iuutos ninyo, so yes or no lang po, kung iuutos ng Pagcor, pwedeng ipagbawal ng Pagcor ang paggamit ng e-wallets sa online sugal? Yes or no lang po?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Ganito kasi yung ginawa nyo rin halimbawa sa online poker. Ito, hinigpitan ng Pagcor ang paggamit ng credit cards sa pagtaya. So hinigpitan sa isang pamamagitan ng isang napakakongkretong pamamaraan. Ngayon, pagdating naman dito sa online sugal, pinayagan nyo ang pag-link sa e-wallets gaya ng GCash at Maya. So ayan. Pumayag rin kayong magkaroon ng links ang e-wallets papuntang online gambling platforms. These are all according to your own rules, no, ng Pagcor. Ang sabi dito, yung pag-link ng e-wallet sa online gambling platforms, ang sabi po, quote, a link feature may be implemented where a prospective player will be redirected to the existing player registration portal of the remote gaming platform to undergo player registration procedure therein, close quote. In effect, at in fact, no, pinayagan nyo rin na magkaroon ng general account ang mga operator ng e-wallets, quote, to ease the processing of accounting, funding, and withdrawal requests, close quote. So, sa madaling salita, yung credit card, nagawa nyo ng pahirapan. Pero yung e-wallets, pinadali ninyo. So sa ngayon, Attorney Jessa Maris, kahit inutos na ng BSP na tanggalin ang links ng online sugal sa e-wallets, pwede pa rin mag-cash in at cash out gamit yung mga apps. Paano po nangyari yon?
Your Honor, with regard po sa pag-cash in and cash out and also the delinking, we followed po the directive of the BSP kung saan pinagbawal po yung delinking. Since pinag-aaralan pa po ng Bangko Sentral kung ano po yung magiging pinal na regulasyon ng paggamit ng payment platforms para sa mga gambling apps, ganun din po ang ginagawa po namin sa Pagcor. Sinusunod po muna namin ito habang wala pa pong definitibo na regulasyon sa paggamit po ng payment platforms sa pag-cash in and cash out po sa gambling apps.
Sen,
Yes,
Risa,
Mr.
may
Chair.
quick question lang ako. Yung GCash nandito po ba? Or Paymaya? Are you here? Quick question lang po. Kaya po ba i-control ninyo ang pagtaya o yung put a limit, kaya sinasabi ni Senator Taveros sa credit card na nalilimitahan na ito lang, so much, 5,000 something. Kaya ba ninyong gawin yan, if ever?
If there is a regulation to that effect, we can put a limitation on the top-up aspect.
Yes, na
Although we do
kontrolin ninyo. Na hanggang dito ka lang, hindi ka na pwedeng sumobra dyan, 1,000, 2,000, kaya naman kontrolin yan.
Yes, pursuant to existing regulation. Kung may-
That also pay Maya?
It's the same, Mr. Chair. We will follow if there is a directive from our regulator.
So regulation. Go back to you, Sen.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. At napaka-importanting tanong iyon na babalikan ko mamaya pareho sa GCash at saka sa Paymaya because sa ngayon, hindi lang po 5,000 ang limit na pwedeng itaya. Plus 2 zeros pa, Mr. Chair. Pwedeng umabot hanggang 6 digits. 500,000 pesos. Pambihira, nakakalula po. So talagang marami po tayong hihingiin na compliances po mula sa GCash at saka Maya. Maybe I should quickly just ask this particular question sa GCash at Maya before going back to Pagcor, Mr. Chair. Kasi on the one hand, tinanggal po ng GCash at ng Maya ang online gambling apps sa platforms ninyo. But on the other hand, parang sa Pagcor nagbigay ng isang kamay pero binawi isang kamay pero binigay isang kamay. Parang ganun din yung nangyayari sa GCash at sa Maya. Kasi on the other hand, nakakadismaya dahil nagagamit pa rin kayo pareho sa pag-deposit at withdraw sa loob mismo ng platforms ng online sugal. And yes, pwede pa rin mag-cash in at cash out gamit ang e-wallets ninyo. At ayon pa sa screenshot na ito nga, pwedeng umabot hanggang 500,000 pesos. 6 digits. Lampas-lampas, Mr. Chair, sa minimum wage sa ngayon. No, sa mga manggagawang Pilipino natin na arawan kumikita. So online banking nga lumampas ka lang, sumobra ka lang ng 50,000 pesos, hindi ka na makakapag-transfer. Pero dito po sa kanila, kalahating milyon pwedeng maglabas-masok sa pagsusugal. So GCash and Maya, do you see this as a problem? Yes or no din lang po. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning, sir, Mr. Chair.
Let me proceed from the premise that yung mga legitimate gambling sites ay legitimate gambling merchants. Hindi po namin pwedeng i-discriminate kasi
Sir,
regulation.
actually at nasabi na rin po ito kanina ni na Chair, panipis ng panipis yung pag-distinguish namin between legal and illegal gambling sites kasi papunta talaga kami at least sa strict regulation, if not more, gaya ng sinabi ni Chair. So for now po, bago ko lang mabalikan yung Pagcor within my time, just a yes or no po, do you see this as a problem na pwede pong magtaya ang isang kababayan natin ng hanggang 50,000 pesos sa online gambling gamit ang e-wallet ninyo?
Ma'am, yung bets ng mga users doon sa gaming platform, hindi po namin nakikita yan. Pero yung
sir,
limits ng top-up or use ng e-wallet is within regulations. For
yes, sir.
example.
So would you consider to be within strict regulation? Do you see as a problem na nakakabet ng kalahating milyon sa e-wallet ninyo para sa online gambling? Yes or no lang, sir, for now?
Ma'am, wala pong betting na nangyayari sa platform namin. Doon po sa nangyayari yon sa
Yes, sir, of course po. Hindi naman kayo yung online gambling platform but you are the e-wallet. Na dun mismo sa ito, yung pinapakita ko po, pwedeng umabot ng 500,000 pesos, 10 times yung limit sa online banking. Times 10 po para sa online gambling. Is this a problem for you or it's not a problem for you para sa lipunan natin?
Ma'am, I would say that yung limits ng top-up transactions, may regulation po yan. For example, yung...
Sir, it's okay. Please don't give me an example for now po kasi kailangan kong balikan ng Pagcor within my time. I'm just sad to note, Mr. Chair, na hindi forthright, hindi makasagot ng simpleng yes or no. Could I ask Paymaya, do you see this as a problem na yung mga kababayan natin, kahit yung mga arawang manggagawa ay kayang magtaya ng hanggang 500,000 pesos? Is it a problem or is it not a problem sa tingin ng Paymaya?
Mr. Chair, we note the concerns raised by the senators regarding online gambling. However, we stress that we are a payments platform. And as far as we are concerned, we process hundreds of thousands of different merchants that are legal and authorized in accordance with the regulations set by a regulator.
So you're
Mr.
saying...
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Let me just add, Sen. You're saying, Paymaya and Globe, hindi nyo nakikita kung yung pag-top up sa inyo dadalhin sa sugal? Is this correct? Is that what you're saying? Hindi nyo nakikita. Unlike sa credit card na pupunta doon sa kuan, alam nyo na sa sugal talaga pupunta. Pero kayo, pag binet nila, ginamit nila, nag-top up sila, hindi ninyo kayang kontrolin. That's what Senator Ortiveros is saying. Ito para sa mga ordinaryong tao, ordinaryong mga gawa. Unless kung mga milyonaryo, wala tayong problema. Katulad ng mga taga-DPWH na yun. Pero itong mga ordinaryong manggagawa, tricycle driver, jeepney driver, kailangan siguro kontrolin. Can you do that? Can you control that?
Mr. Chair, as far as we're concerned, we can only see the top-up amounts because gambling does not happen on our platforms.
Mr. Chair, so both Paymaya and GCash can't answer with a simple yes or no na on the values level, hindi nyo nakikitang, if you could see kung gagamitin nila yung kalahating milyon para magsugal, would you see it as a problem or you still wouldn't care that it's a problem? Yun ang tinatanong ko po. May pakiramdam ba yung mga kumpanya ninyo if instead of using their hard-earned and saved money to pay for food, clothing, shelter, transportation, communication, basic needs, gagamitin nila for gambling? Is it not a problem or is it a problem or ano po ba?
What we're looking for an answer, kung hindi po ninyo masagot na yes or no, mas gusto ko siguro marinig namin Senator Tiveros, pag-aaralan po namin. We will take a closer look because we're not. I know you're not prepared to answer that. I want an answer like, pag-aaralan po namin kung kaya pong i-control. We'll be happy with that kung hindi niyo masagot yung yes or no ni Senator Tiveros.
For sure, Mr. Chair. To stress also, we advocate for the responsible use of our platform. So in line with that, if there is already abusive behavior that is happening using our platforms, that is behavior that, of course, we would want to curtail.
So Mr. Chair, kasi salamat Mr. Chair, I'm less kind than the Chair. One last try sana ako kung kaya nyo bang isipin kung problema ba ito or hindi. Even the fact na pag-aaralan ninyo, is it a problem or is it not? Or you're still unable to give a simple yes or no? Last try ko sa Paymaya.
Madam Chair, not just for online gambling, but for any abusive use of our platform, we are against that. And we're in favor of measures that will curtail that kind of abusive behavior using our platform.
Okay, Mr. Chair. Salamat. At least kahit pahirapan, medyo lumalapit ang Paymaya sa pagtingin sa online gambling kapag inaabuso siya as abusive behavior and something na tingin nila, if I'm not misinterpreting you, Sir Rada, something na dapat is-subject sa regulation or para lang sa akin lang po, Mr. Chair, strict regulation. Hirap pala makakuha ng simpleng yes or no sa GCash at Paymaya, Mr. Chair.
What about GCash? You can form...
On the premise given by Honorable Senator Riza Ontiveros, we recognize that there is a problem. But as Maya said, that any abusive or misuse of our payment system is suspended right away.
Well, salamat Mr. Chair. Huli man at magaling, nasabi din ng Globe, ng GCash, nasabi din ng GCash na this is or this could be a problem. Salamat, Mr. Chair. Do I still have a few minutes for Pagcor? Salamat. Okay, salamat, Mr. Chair. So, in my last minutes in this round, ituloy ko po sa Pagcor. natanong ko kanina po paano nangyari no na hinigpitan yung link or yung paggamit ng credit cards sa online poker, pero parang niluwagan naman yung sa links ng online sugal sa e-wallets. At nasabi ko nga po kanina, para pong nagsarado ng pinto, nagbukas naman ng mga bintana. Bakit, itodo ko na po, Attorney Jessa Maris, bakit hindi na lang pong ipagbawal ng Pagcor yung paggamit ng e-wallets sa online sugal?
So ma'am, liwanagin ko lang po or balikan ko lang po yung kaninang statement. No? So we would like to clarify po that the use of credit cards or the use of credit in betting is prohibited in all kinds of games na nireregula ng Pagcor. So bawal po talaga yung uutang po kayo para po kayo ay makapaglaro or makapagsugal. Ngayon po, ito pong mga platforms po na ito na regulated naman po ng ating Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Ito po kasi yung mga available ngayon para po makapag-cash in, or ito po yung mga platforms na nagagamit ngayon ng mga manlalaro natin para po makapaglagay sila ng deposit sa kanilang mga account. So, ngayon po pinag-aaralan po natin na ano pa po ba yung mga ibang ways para po makapag-cash in sila. Sa ngayon po kasi ito po yung mga available, regulated well by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So masisigurado po ng mga manlalaro at mga consumer natin na secure yung pera po nila at makakarating po ito doon sa online gambling apps kung saan po sila naglalaro. Pangalawa po, as far as based on my knowledge, meron din pong sariling KYC na ginagawa itong mga payment platforms na ito. Kumbaga nagkakaroon po ng double layer, knowing the customer and knowing the players, kung masasala na rin po nila, kung 21 years old po ba, itong mga naglalaro at nag-access po ng gambling apps. So, ito po kasi, kumbaga, for Pagcor's part, tinitingnan po natin na ito na may mga safeguards pa naman po na existing. Kapag po hinayaan po natin sila na pumasok na lang po sa mga platforms na hindi po regulated, mas mahihirapan po tayong protektahan sila. So, pag-aaralan po natin ito, pero po ito po yung paliwanag namin. Talaga pong credit card, hindi po yun allowed. Bawal po kayong mangutang, bawal po kayong mga loan sharks, most especially, gumamit ng credit card para mag-register ng account. But these payment platforms po, kaya po natin pinapayagan po ito because we see that they are regulated as well. And meron po silang mga safeguards para po maprotektahan din po natin yung consumers natin. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I sense na tulad nung nakaraang hearing, minsan magbabatuhan yung Pagcor at saka yung Bangko Sentral kung ano yung mandato, ano yung capacity sa isa't isa. Sa ganyang mga loopholes numulusot yung mga online gambling platforms, whether legal or illegal, pareho ang problema natin kahit sa legal gambling platform. So, and moving forward, therefore, talagang kailangang isara yung mga loopholes na yan at higpitan yung compliance at coordination among all of these stakeholders, including the e-wallets. Kasi kahit sinasabi natin na hindi pwedeng magsugal or mag-top up gamit ang credit cards, but there are also other platforms to do that dun mismo sa e-wallet, sa limbawa. Kasi yung ating mga kababayan, nakakapag-utang din sa pamamagitan ng e-wallet. So therefore, that's another detour. Utang through e-wallets, gamitin ang e-wallets para magsugal sa online platforms. Another question kay Attorney Jessa Maris, for in my last few seconds dito sa Pagcor, pababa ng pababa ang fees ng Pagcor para sa online sugal. Dati, 50% of gross gaming revenues. Naging 35%. O eto, tapos ngayong taon, Mr. Chair, 30% na lang. So tama po ba, habang binababa ng Pagcor mismo ang fees ninyo, inaasahan nyo gaganahan ng operators na kumuha ng lisensya?
Okay, ma'am. So, just a brief background po, no? Nung dumating po yung bagong administration natin sa Pagcor noong 2021, kung saan nagkaroon po tayo ng 6 billion income and license fees, 5% lamang po ng legal market ang na-capture po natin. So, ngayon po, pinag-aralan po ng Pagcor na paano po ba natin masusolusyonan yung paraming illegal operators na nag-ooperate po sa bansa. So, ito pong pagbaba natin ng fees na to, hindi lang po ito para ganahan po yung mga operators, but
Pero para din ganahan ang mga
para po
operators.
mayakag po natin yung mga illegal operators. Kasi po kasi po ma'am, 5% lang po ng legal market ang nakuha natin noong 2021. Pero ngayon pong 2025, nasa 40% na po ang legal na operators dito sa Pilipinas. Ano po bang ibig sabihin nun para sa mga manlalaro natin? So, dito po naproprotektahan po natin sila, nababantayan po natin yung laro, nasa-certify po yung mga games, yung mga deposits po nila, nababantayan natin, and then meron din po silang malalapitan kapag po may problema sila dun sa mga transactions nila sa gaming apps. Pero po kung hindi po natin to ginawa, mas marami pa po ang illegal operators sa Pilipinas. So ito po yung naging primary consideration po natin kung bakit po natin binaba po yung rates. Because all over the world, Madam Chair, Madam Senator and Mr. Chair, isa po tayo sa mga pinakamalalaki pa ang tax rates. Actually po, 30%, we are getting 35%. 30% license fees from Pagcor and 5% for the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So isa pa po tayo sa pinakamatataas na tax rate sa buong mundo. So bukod po doon sa pagyakag sa mga illegal operators, ginawa din po natin na at par with the world standards, yung rates po natin. Pero kung tutuusin po, isa pa rin po tayo sa pinakamataas na tax rate sa buong mundo po.
So it would appear, Mr. Chair, na maraming proteksyon para sa mga online gambling operators, lalo na kung tatawid sila mula dun sa tinatawag na illegal, papasok sa legal. At the same time, itong legal na lumaki to 40% from the original 5%, mas malaki din yung take-home pay nila, di ba? And that's my last question for this round, Mr. Chair.
Take-home pay po ng operators?
Yes.
Actually po, nabawasan po kung tutuusin nyo kasi dati po, wala po silang binabayarang taxes. Pwede po silang magpalaro, tuloy-tuloy lang po. They don't have to contribute to the taxes of the government. Pero once they registered with Pagcor, nagkaroon po sila ng mga obligations para po remit ng taxes to the government, not only to Pagcor but also to the Bureau of Internal Revenue po.
Lastly, Mr. Chair, parang baliktad yung math dun po. Kasi kung bumaba yung fees from 50% to 35% to 30% of gross gaming revenues, ibig sabihin, mas malaki ang take-home pay nila. And anyway, my last point for this round, Mr. Chair, ay dahil marami pala ang protections para sa mga online gambling entities, operators na entities, we need more protections para sa ating mga kababayan. No? Lalo na yung mga arawang manggagawa at lalo na yung mga vulnerable sa online gambling addiction. Salamat, Mr. Chair. Salamat, Attorney Jessa Maris.
Thank you, Senator Ontiveros. Before I give the floor to our Majority Leader, Mick Subiri, I will just have two quick questions for Pagcor. Attorney Jessa, yung pong sinasabi ninyo na 40 to 50% income loss nung inalis po ng e-wallets, yung ikang gambling links sa kanila or sites, 40 to 50% loss po ba? Income yun ng Pagcor or income po ng e-gaming operators?
Income po ni Pagcor, sir.
Income ni Pagcor. Okay. Now, my next question is, meron pong, will you consider po, yung meron po kasi dito sa Central Luzon, well, diretsuhin ko na po na pinapatakbo po ni Mr. Bong Pineda, Sabong po sa San Fernando. Napapanood po siya sa Mexico, Pampanga, napapanood siya sa Angeles, napapanood siya sa San Simon, iba-ibang bayan. Pero yung Sabong, live, doon sa San Fernando. Will you consider that illegal, Sabong? And sinasabi kasi niya, hindi raw kasi may sabong talaga. And yet, napapanood sa ibang mga lugar, nakakapagtaya sila doon. What is your thought on that?
That is still illegal, sir. Because with the banning po of e-sabong, lahat po ng online forms ay hindi po pwede. So, ang pinapayagan lang po is yung actual sabong.
Actual sabong. So, ibig sabihin, hindi niya pwedeng i-broadcast yung sabong niya sa San Fernando, pwedeng mapanood sa Angeles, pwedeng mapanood sa ika nga dito sa San Simon, sa Arayat. Hindi, so, bawal na po. So, illegal yun. It makes it illegal.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Illegal po.
Take note, Philippine National Police and National Bureau of Investigation. Mag-itatanong ko po sa inyo yan mamaya. All right. Senator Subiri, Majority Leader, go ahead po.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, gusto ko sanang umpisan itong umagang ito sa isang text na galing sa aking kaibigan na Police Lieutenant Colonel. And sana makinig po tayong lahat. Good morning, sir. From PRO CAR, Command Duty Officer. What is the situation? Suicide through hanging. When? 6:50 a.m., September 3, that was last week. Date reported. At 8:30 a.m. on the same date, reported through phone call PTN. This was in Baguio, Your Honor. The fellow, I'll not give the full name, is Jamar, 29 years old, CCTV technician residing at number 62, etc., etc. Now, initial investigation disclosed that when this lady was about to go to the CR in the basement, she saw the victim hanging on a nylon rope tied around his neck to a concrete beam, then immediately knocked on the room of the victim and informed the latter's wife of the incident, which subsequently called PS6 BSPO and reported the incident. Upon the arrival of the victim, was already stiff and showed no signs of life. This is the actual incident report, my dear colleagues, my friends. No? Nakalagay dito, yung pagkamatay niya ay death by asphyxiation by hanging. Accordingly, yung biktima daw ay addicted sa online gambling. This incident was coordinated with SOCO for further crime scene processing. Nandito yung PNP, they can confirm this. Maraming salamat, sir, for your information. Police Colonel Terrado, who's a good friend of mine. Sir, another report of suicide. The victim was addicted to online gambling. Masaya ba tayo sa mga ganitong pangyayaring araw-araw? I heard there was another couple of suicides the last few days involving students of the same problem. I reported in the last committee hearing yung mga nag-suicide sa Bukidnon, dun sa Kibawe, dahil sa pagnanakaw na niya para makabayad dun sa kanyang online gambling nets at di siya makabayad. Masaya ba tayo, mga kapatid? Are we happy with this? Is this how we want to be known? We're earning revenue by killing our own people? Diba? We're no different from the Pogo na sindikatong namamatay din ng tao na hindi tumutupad sa kanilang mga usapan. Ito naman ay suicide. Napakaraming suicide. And therefore, I want to ask actually, Mr. Chairman, if I may, Bridges of Hope, they were here in the last hearing. I was not able to ask them because we want to know now the rise in number of online gambling addicts. And I know this is a NGO that deals with them. May we ask Sir Dean Calleja to give us his insights on this issue on gaming addiction.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Senator Miggs. I'm sad to share with this body that with Bridges of Hope, we've been involved in addiction rehabilitation for more than 15 years. In the past year alone, 7 out of 10 of our admissions, our patient residents, are gambling related. We can't be surprised by this because we've been witness to the advertising that they've done online or the billboards. Most of the billboards are now gone. But the advertising push has been very strong. And many people do not see gambling as entertainment. If it's seen as entertainment, which is the healthiest way to see it, that would be okay. Unfortunately, there are many who fall for the temptation to rely on it as a form of livelihood. And they see it as a beacon of hope, na parang easy money. So, in our case, addiction is treatable, but there are many related afflictions related to gambling addiction. They sacrifice their relationships with their families, they sacrifice their financial health. Kumbaga, the simplest way to define addiction is hindi na nila nagagampanan ang mga tungkulin nila sa pamilya nila, hindi na nila nagagampanan ang tungkulin nila sa trabaho nila, and pag hindi pa sila kumita after sacrificing their work and family relationships, they fall into deep anxiety and deep depression and hopelessness. And I'm mentioning this, Mr. Chair, Senator Mix, because you mentioned the increasing suicide-related incidents related to gambling addiction. And it's a reality because they're so enamored by the possibility of easy money. It's an escape for them. Instead of focusing on their work or other important relationships or seeing the other things that are important to them, it's all they think about. And they think they can hide it, but eventually even people around them notice it. Nasasangla na lahat ng mga gamit sa bahay, they're not able to focus at work because the reality of addiction, all kinds of addiction, the reality is that's all they think about. And with gambling addiction, it's no longer something like if you're into illegal drugs, that may pupuntahan ka pa, marami pang surreptitious activities na gagawin para makuha mo yung drugs. Yung alcohol, lalabas ka pa para bumili. But with gambling, it's so accessible. The online gambling aspect that has permeated our society, while I believe it should be treated as entertainment, there are many of our countrymen, mga kababayan natin, who do not treat it as entertainment and go far beyond its purpose of entertainment and rely on it as a solution to their daily financial problems or as an escape from daily life, which compromises them. It displaces them financially, it eventually displaces them socially, and it affects them emotionally. When a person is affected emotionally by gambling, that's all they think about, and even their families are also affected because try as they much and no matter how much they believe na tatago nila yung obsession nila or yung addiction nila, nakikita pa rin yun ng mga pamilya nila and mga office mates nila. And when they are compromised that way and they are confronted, people who care for them mention it, they become defensive and try even harder to hide it. And that brings them deeper into their shell, deeper into their depression and sadness and anxiety. And I mentioned that again because of the story that you shared earlier, Mr. Chair, Senator Mix, about suicide-related gambling addiction.
Yes, Senator Mix, just to inform everybody here, if you're a resource person and being asked, please limit your answers to a few minutes, 5 minutes at least, so that we can entertain everybody today. Meron lang po ako quickly sa Philippine National Police and NBI. Nabanggit po natin yung 1xBet. Binaba na nga po, inalis na po ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League sa pakiusap po natin. Pero you know where they're at, Pagcor? Sila po ang isa sa mga major sponsors ng World Volleyball na napapanood sa buong mundo, Championship 2025 sa MOA at Araneta Coliseum. Tingnan mo kabastusan na yan. May we request the Philippine National Police and the NBI to check on this? Kasi nakikita ko po sa screen kanina na nakalagay pa sa floor, 1xBet. Pwede po sigurong tanungin natin PNP, NBI, yung organizers po na ito. Kasi pwede po sila makasuhan na parang kasabwat po sila dito sa illegal gambling. Tama po ba? Am I correct, NBI or PNP? Quickly lang. Pwede po ba? Pwede ninyo sitahin sila na
Yes, sir.
major sponsor na, illegal gambling operator na sa ibang bansa? Can we do that, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you do that? Can you send personnel there right
Yes,
now?
sir. Yes, sir.
NBI, can you also do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just to question them siguro, baka hindi nila alam. So you tell them that this is illegal and we are serious about this. Itong 1xbet na ito. Ngayon, napapanood pa sila gamit-gamit itong tournament na ito para mapanood sila worldwide, para lalong sumikat siguro, lalo pang tumaas ang revenue. So I ask you, okay, to check on this, to verify po, then kausapin po ninyo siguro organizer, you saying because ito po ay illegal gambling operations. Maraming salamat po. Go ahead, continue. Senator Mix, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you, sir. Valid points. Now, I'd like to direct to my questioning to the PNP. Kasi nung last hearing, tinanong ko po sa kanila yan. Meron ba tayong data, General Yang, dun sa number of suicides maybe in the last year or in the last 6 months? Kasi suicide is treated, it's a death, right? It's always treated with suspicion, either there's foul play or not. So naka-record yan. Kung hindi natural yung cause of death, di ba, record po yan, General. So, in the last few months, meron ba po kayong record sa number of suicides sa buong Pilipinas?
Sir, to be honest with you, sir, right now I don't have the data, but for sure, sir, we have from the Directorate for Operations on the number of the suicide incidents in the whole country.
Sir, please submit na lang, General, no? Hopefully, if there's another hearing, pwede natin ilabas ito ay yung actual number. Kasi nakaka-alarma na eh. Halos araw-araw po kami, may nagre-report sa amin na may mga namamatay nga dahil sa online gambling addiction. And so please submit na lang, General, kung pwede.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Going to the online apps, e-wallets, Your Honors, I was told, no, we had a very happy ending in the last hearing. No, it was quite happy and joyous when the central bank said that they were coming up with a circular to prevent the e-wallets from being utilized by online gambling apps. Is the central bank here? I'm sorry, I was not here when it was being introduced. Nandito ba yung central bank?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Actually, I'm also here with DG Mert, Deputy Governor Mert. He just stepped away for a few seconds.
I'll go with the e-wallets. So the e-wallets, you removed, if I'm not mistaken, you removed the gambling apps in your app. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Can I confirm with Pay Maya as well?
It's the same, Mr. Chair.
But you did not remove totally the payment system. In other words, if you go into the app, kung pumasok po kayo sa app ng gambling, whatever, DigiPlus or whatever platform, nandun pa rin kayo. Is that correct?
Yung mga legitimate gaming merchants,
Yes, the legitimate, whatever the Pagcor recognizes.
nandun pa rin kami kasi hindi naman kasama dun sa memorandum circular na issue ng BPNs.
So, ibig sabihin, ano lang po yan, parang we just masked it. In other words, tinago lang po natin. Wala na po sa inyong app, pero nandun pa rin sa mga online gambling apps. So, parang wala pa rin. In other words, of course, they said that they lost 30% income. Pero malalaman din ng tao yun. Mag-ano na lang tayo ng app. Let's just download the app. Because when we download the app, pwede pa rin tayo magbayad sa PayMaya and GCash. Tama po yun. Am I correct?
Pwede pa ho sa...
You confirm also PayMaya. I guess you guys
Yes,
are
it is still accessible.
It's a duopoly, right? Unless other wallets are there. It's like the cell phone industry. Anyway, so my point being is, nandyan pa rin siya. Now, Mr. Chairman, kailangan talaga natin, kung gusto natin itong mawala, no, itong ganitong klaseng addiction that feeds on our labor force, on our masang Pilipino. As a matter of fact, Bloomberg came out with an article. I just read it today. And the article states that our country is taxing the poor through this online gambling addiction. It's not the rich, it's the poor. And I'd like now to ask PayMaya and GCash, because we can subpoena this anyways, how many of your users are actually using it for your platforms for online gambling? Kasi you can tell naman how many users. Not the amounts. You don't have to give me the amount of money, but you can give me the amount of users. May we start with GCash, please?
To be honest, Your Honor, we don't have the exact figure with me right now, but we commit to submit it to the committee, Your Honor.
Yes, this is for just fact-finding. Together with PMI, would you have a number? Yan.
We can also submit to the committee, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, because I know there's a merchant category code for card transactions and pay wallets. The merchant category code for gambling platforms, correct me if I'm wrong, is 7995. Merchant code, category code 7995. It identifies it as a gambling merchants. Alam ng e-wallets to, mga platforms yan. So please give us that data, Mr. Chairman. Let's require them to submit that data para malaman natin kung totoo bang sinabi ni Senator Sherwin Gatchalian na 35 million. Was it the last hearing? 30 million or 35 million? 35 million, galing daw sa Pagcor ito, players of online gambling in the Philippines. That is 1 out of 4. So if a family is 5 members to a family, that's basically 1 of your relatives are on online gambling, wasting their money away, and I do not buy, hindi po ako naniniwala sinasabi ng Pagcor na kailangan may 97 pesos out of 97% payback yung nagpupusta doon. Kasi wala po pa ako nakikilala na nanalo sa online gambling. At kung nanalo man, napakalit at natalo pa siya ng 5 times bago siya nanalo ng 1 time, Your Honors. I don't buy that baloney na 97% ang panalo mo dyan. Kasi kung 97%, wala na, close down na yung mga gambling operators niyan. Alam mo, kasama ko yung anak ko, the other weekend, they were playing football. I was with my son in BGC. Napakalaki ng building, one whole building owned by a online gambling operator in BGC. Silang yumayaman, ang taong bayan ay ang kawawa. And if you notice, during our DBCC hearings, bumagsak po ang napakalaking, ang sabi nga ni Secretary Recto, na yung ating ekonomiya, 70% is run through consumer spending. Kasama na dyan online gambling. No manufacturing, no export, no tourism, because we're now lower than Cambodia. We are now the first in the second tier. We used to be the last in the first tier. We're now first in the second tier. Kasama natin yung Laos, Myanmar, at East Timor. So my dear colleagues here, again, that's the question I want to ask every one of you. Is this how we want to be known? We are now tagged as the gambling capital of Asia with the most number of casinos. We are also tagged by Bloomberg as the #1 online gaming in Southeast Asia. Online gaming. Kadiner ko po si Ambassador Constance of Singapore, and she told me they have no online gaming in Singapore. They actually have, Mr. Chairman, for the information of the body, they have an app. It's a software. It's an hunter software for online gaming. Pag may naglalaro, if there's a person who plays online gaming in Singapore, they can trace it and they can shut it down. That's how serious they are. And that is why they're first world. And we are still third world. Because instead of promoting education, promoting sports, labor, proper labor, instead of sending our Filipinos outside the country, we promote online gambling. Yan ang gusto natin. Case in point, nandun po kami ng aking head ng Legis, invited po kami ni Chairman Pato Gregorio of the PSC the other day for a POC, Philippine Olympic Committee and Philippine Sports Commission pulong-pulong. It was a seminar gathering of all the leaders of the sports associations. Nandun po, guest of honor. Guest of honor was Hidelin Diaz. She requested that they show on YouTube her nice short video about her life, on how she succeeded. Paglagay po ng YouTube video, unang-unang nagbulaga sa amin was an online gaming advertising. That's so much so that the chairman of the Philippine Sports Commission stood up there and said, hindi amin yan ha, at hindi kay hidilin yan. Lumabas lang yan sa YouTube. Lumalabas sa YouTube and many other platforms, lumalabas yan. Maawa naman po tayo sa taong bayan. Pati yan, nagulat kami lahat, nagtawanan yung iba. Ako gusto kong umiyak. Kasi imbis na sports ang pinopromote natin, ang pinapakita sa television ay online gaming ad. So you know, Your Honor, it's a decision that we have to make if we're going to highly regulate it or ban it. If we highly regulate it, at the very least, you have to remove all the ads. If we do that for cigarettes, and we do that for e-cigarettes and cigarettes, we must do the same for online gambling. Remove all the ads and remove the platforms once and for all. Once and for all. Alam ko, kausap ko yung mga boss ninyo eh. Gcash tsaka Paymaya. Mga kaibigan ko, mga boss ninyo. As a matter of fact, ninong ko nga yung sa Paymaya eh. Sa kasal. Kausap ko sila. Sabi niya, we're just waiting for the law. We need the legal cover for this. But on your own, you can do it. Kausap ko yung mga taga Gcash. Matitino yung mga boss ninyo. They're decent people. As a matter of fact, ang sagot nila sa akin, if Paymaya does it, we will do it. Kasi syempre, ayaw nilang silang gumawa at yung Paymaya kumita. It's a business transaction eh. Pero naawa lang talaga ako, Mr. Chairman. Sorry, I'm off my time. Pero I just don't want to lose my train of thought. You can do it if you want to. But it has to be, I know that you need legal backup. The Bangko Sentral of the Philippines can do it. The DICT can do it, especially for the illegal gambling platforms. Yung Pagcor, wala na akong pag-asa. I'm sorry ha. Wala si Altenco dito, he's a good friend of mine. Pero wala na akong pag-asa sa inyo. Kasi kami noon, sinisigaw namin, ban Pogo. You did not want. Ang sabi nyo, magkakandang income namin sa legal Pogo. Buti na lang si President Marcos ban Pogo. Doon sa ibang gambling platforms, yung e-Sabong, I know it's not under the purview of the Pagcor, but the e-Sabong was had to be stopped by a presidential order also of then President Duterte. So, hindi na ako maasa sa Pagcor with due respect to Pagcor. Kasi, pati nga yung inyong, yung inyong labor organization, the Pagcor Employees Association, ayaw din sa online gambling. Siguro natamaan din sila sa online gambling amongst the ranks of Pagcor. Because we have the letters supported by your employees unions na ayaw din nila sa online gambling. So, I'm going to go another round, Mr. Chairman, because I'm going to ask on the online lending apps. Because these are nothing but loan sharks. There are legal apps that are good, but the rest are loan sharks. So, Mr. Chairman, I just like to leave that question in the minds of our people here, our resource persons. Is that how you want to be remembered? Na dahil tumaya ako sa Gcash, hindi ako makabayad sa aking mga magulang, ako'y nagpakamatay. Nagbayad po akong Paymaya, naubos yung Paymaya ko. Hiwalay na kami sa asawa ko. Is that how we want to be remembered? And Pagcor and all the other government regulatory agencies, when will it be too late for us to do something about it? Maraming salamat, Chairman. I'll just go on the second round.
All right, thank you very much, Senator Mix. For the record, Senator Ronaldo Bato de la Rosa submitted some questions to the committee. We will ask all concerned agencies to submit their answers in writing. Bibigyan po namin kayo ng kopya ng kanya pong mga questionnaires. Anyway, we move now to the e-wallets. Meron po ba kayong presentation, Gcash and Payma? You have a presentation to make?
On the part of Gcash, Your Honor, we have no presentation, but we want to state that Gcash is a fully compliant company with OPS registration. We only onboard and support legitimate business entities. We have a zero tolerance for illegal activities, and accordingly, we employ a robust KYC and KYM protocol.
Thank you. What about Paymaya?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. We welcome the committee's invitation to address the concerns around online gambling. To stress, we are a BSP-supervised financial institution that provides digital payment services to enterprises and consumers. We are engaged in digital payments, which is a highly regulated industry, Mr. Chair. We have customer due diligence processes for onboarding all of our clients across consumer and enterprise segments. We also have a due diligence process called the Know Your Customer KYC policy, and under this, only upgraded account holders can enjoy the complete services, such as sending money, withdrawal of funds, and higher transaction limits. Lastly, we want to stress that we enforce strict compliance with the laws, policies, regulations governing the company, and at the same time, we continue to advocate for customers and partners the responsible use of our platform and services. Rest assured that Maya has complied and will continue to comply with all government directives related to this matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Sa e-wallets po natin, may mga questions po si Senator Ontiveros and Senator Mix. Pero isa lang po yung question ko, yung concern ko po eh. Kasi even the illegal online sites are using your company. Can we prevent this? Is there a tool? Kasi lugi na nga po, marami na nalulung susugal, lugi pa po ang Pagcor dahil hindi po sila nagbabayad sa Pagcor. So, mayroon po ba, pinag-aaralan nyo na ba at this point how to distinguish yung legal or illegal? Kasi yun po nagiging problema natin. Kaya ang lakas-lakas na loob nitong 1xbet na ito. Pati yung online sabong pala, illegal pala yun. Doon sa Pampanga, illegal pala yun. Nagagamit ito yung size ninyo. So, meron po bang way or are you studying right now how to control this, to check kung yung pera na galing sa inyo na itataya po nila doon sa mga legit na mga online gaming sites? GCash.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ang GCash po ay nagpapatuloy i-monitor yung mga transactional behavior ng aming customers or merchants. At pag nag-violate sila ng aming risk protocols, sinususpendi po namin. As I've said, zero tolerance po ang GCash for illegal activities, Your Honor.
All right. What about you, Mr. Rada?
Mr. Chair, we stress that we only partner with Pagcor licensed gambling operators, and we take our security very seriously. And when we see that our logo, our brand is being used by these illegal sites, we proactively take action. As a matter of fact, in 2024, our security team was able to take down more than 200 of these online sites and online platform accounts in coordination with the lawful authorities. And we are also very much in coordination with the CICC and the PNP ACG to make sure that all of these sites are not using our logo and our facilities illegally.
Mr. Chairman, one question to our e-wallets. You know, when an e-wallet is applied, there's basic information that is given, age, etc. So, para to prevent students, people below 21 years old from entering this or using your sites or using your e-wallets for payments, because I know there are kids, students that have e-wallets, Paymaya or GCash. Dapat automatic siguro yan. Pag ginamit nila sa bayad, is it automatic already? You have this mechanism that do not allow them to play in these online gaming sites? Maybe we get at least an official answer from both.
Yes, sir. Yung GCash po, hindi pinahintulutan yung mga minors natin mag-top up sa gaming wallets. In fact, yung from the ages 7 to 17, hindi po nila nakikita yung gaming icon noon nung hindi pa dinidilink po yung link sa mga gaming sites. For ages between 18 and 20, may gaming icon kaya lang hindi sila pinapayagang mag-top up doon sa gaming wallets nila.
What is the law ba, Mr. Chairman? Diba, is the law 21 years old? Pagcor, you allow only 21 years old, diba?
Yes, sir. 21 and above.
So that should be followed by both e-wallets.
Opo, yun po ang aming sinusunod. Pag 21 and over, pwede ho kayong mag-top up sa gaming wallet po.
Pero so meron na kayong mekanismo both Paymaya and GCash na pag 17 years old or 18 years old, or even 19 years old, hindi na pa sila makabayad ng kanilang e-wallet in whatever form or whatever group of online gambling.
Opo, meron po kami.
Can I confirm also for the record with Paymaya?
That is correct, Mr. Chair. As part of our due diligence process, we have a KYC mechanism that weeds out ineligible account holders.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you, Senator Mix. Go ahead, Senator Ontiveros, your turn to ask your second round of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bago ko balikan yung GCash at saka Paymaya, balikan ko muna po yung Pagcor, Attorney Jessa Maris. Just to continue yung kanina, no, yung punto po, yung punto ko rin talaga kanina, may kapangyarihan ang Pagcor. May kapangyarihan kayo na i-control ang modes ng account funding. Particular kung paano mag-cash in at paano mag-cash out. Sa pag-regulate niyan, may value judgment ang Pagcor. Similar sa tanong ko kanina sa e-wallets, value judgment. May value judgment din ang Pagcor sa pag-regulate niyan. Kaya ninyong ipagbawal ang paggamit ng e-wallets na mas kalat ang gamit sa karaniwang tao. Yung e-wallets na apektado, yung karaniwang tao na apektado sa pinsala ng online gambling. Bakit ayaw nyong gawin?
So ma'am, kagaya po ng nasabi ko kanina, sa ngayon po, ito po yung mga platforms na, kasi po, ayon po sa rules and regulations po ng Pagcor ngayon, pinapayagan po ang mga BSP supervised or BSP regulated platforms para po sa cash in and cash out. So yun po yung sinusunod po namin ngayon. So with regard po to your recommendation, pag-aaralan po namin ito, pero po, sa tanong niyo po kung bakit po pinapayagan pa natin ito, because we are still subscribing to the view na ito po, kasama po itong mga payment platforms na to sa mga BSP supervised and regulated entities na regulated entities po.
Well, ang punto ko lang dyan, Attorney Jessa Maris, nakapagkilos ang Pagcor proactively in the past, no? Vis-a-vis yung paggamit ng credit cards, vis-a-vis yung pagpapamigrate di umano ng mga illegal, papuntang legal, pagpapababa ng fees, percentages of gross gaming revenue. So surely, pwede kayong at dapat, tingin ko lamang Mr. Chair, dapat mas proactive pa kayo dito sa pagpigil ng harms ng online gambling, whether gamit ang e-wallets or iba pang issue dyan. So, speaking of which, Mr. Chair, balikan ko po yung mga e-wallet, so GCash and Paymaya. So, kanina natigil ako dun sa, do you see this as a problem, no? Yung pwedeng magtaya ng hanggang kalahating milyong piso. So, kung sakali, papayag po ba kayo na i-delink na din kayo o ipagbawal mag-cash in, ipagbawal mag-cash out sa mga online gambling apps? Yes, GCash, Mr. Chair.
Ma'am, pag mayroon pong regulasyon na ganyan, kami ay may susunod po sa kautusan ng ating gobyerno.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. And Paymaya?
We will comply with the directives, Mr. Chair, of the BSP on this matter. So if they issue something related to this, we will follow.
And if Congress passes a law to this effect?
Absolutely, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, backtrack lang ng konti. Kailan po nagsimula? Kailan nagsimula yung paglilink sa app ninyo ng online gambling? Paymaya?
To the best of my knowledge, Mr. Chair, this was sometime in 2022.
So 3 years ago. And GCash?
More or less, Your Honor, the same, 2022 po.
So 2022. At kailan naman po nagsimula na pwedeng gamitin ang apps ninyo para mag-cash in at para mag-cash out sa online gambling?
I believe, Mr. Chair, around the same time.
So around the same time for Paymaya and then GCash?
Around the same time, Your Honor.
Okay, so around the same time. So mula sa simula, kompleto na yun. Pwede silang magtaya sa online gambling gamit ang e-wallets nyo. Pwede rin silang mag-cash in, cash out on. Nung magsimula, so 2022, na-link ang GCash at Paymaya sa e-sugal, magkanong kinita
mula nung 2022, magkano kinita nyo sa online gambling? Isama na po natin yung placement fees sa app, pati na po transfer fees. Yes, GCash.
To be honest, Your Honor, we don't have the exact figure right now, but we commit to submit it to the committee, Your Honor.
Thank you. Would it be in the tens of billions of pesos?
I am not sure, Your Honor.
And Paymaya?
The same, Mr. Chair. We can submit to the committee. We don't have the figures with us at the moment.
Would it be in the magnitude of tens of billions of pesos?
I would not know, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, we will await that submission from both Paymaya and GCash. And then, sirs, Mr. Chair, napansin po namin sa mga apps ninyo, mayroon, nabanggit ko rin po ito kanina, kaugnay ng Pagcor, tsaka Bangko Sentral, mayroon na ring online lending sa apps ninyo. So, posible ba na yung i-cash in mo sa GCash or sa Paymaya para sa online gambling ay galing rin sa loan mo sa Paymaya at sa GCash? Posible po ba yon? Yes, GCash.
Ma'am, yung GCash po, hindi po nagpapahiram o nagpapautang para apansugal ng mga customers. Ang disenyo po ng aming pagpapahiram ay towards the financial inclusion goal ng GCash para makatulungan yung nakakaraming Pilipino na kailangan ng assistance ng kagaya naming mga financial institutions.
But of course po, dahil kumbaga in-house na, pareho yung makapagtaya sila sa online gambling and makapag-loan sila. Kumbaga, pwedeng one-stop shop na ang GCash o ang Paymaya para sa parehong actions ng subscriber nyo.
Hindi po, Your Honor, kasi yung loan, hindi po part ng gaming journey. Wala po yun doon sa button ng gaming entity.
No, wala sa pondo ng gaming entity. Pero kung ako, Globe subscriber, then kung magka-GCash ako, then kung nag-online sugal ako, posibleng mag-loan ako sa GCash and then gamitin ko yung niloan kong iyon para tumaya sa online gambling. Di ba posible po yun?
Yung produkto po namin, yung G-Save, G-Credit at saka G-Gives, hindi po eligible yan for top-up transactions. Yung G-Loan naman ay diretso pumupunta sa wallet ng aming customers. And hindi po yan kaagad-agad na nabibigay o na-aprobahan yung application for G-Loan kasi may mga eligibility requirements po.
Yes, sir. But kapag nag-G-loan ako, syempre makukumingle na yan sa pera na I have on hand bilang nag-G-loan. And then kahit nag-accumulate ako ng small loans every day kasi alam ko sa susunod na linggo susugal ako. So it is in the realm of the possible, di po ba? Ang niloan sa G-loan ay pwedeng itaya sa online sugal.
Posible po yan.
Yes, that's all I was
nasa
asking.
Nasa control po
Posible
ng customer namin yan. Kaya lang yung disenyo po namin ay makatulong sa nakakaraming Pilipino.
Yes, nasa control ng individual who must be aided by government and the private sector makaiwas dun sa harms ng online gambling. Sa Maya po, posible din po ba yon? Ang i-loan nila sa inyo ay maitaya din po nila sa online gambling?
Mr. Chair, as a principle, we would not allow use of loan proceeds for online gambling, and to stress that online lending on our side is highly regulated by the BSP. Furthermore, we use strict data-driven underwriting processes to ensure that only those who have a credit-worthy standing can indeed take out a loan. And if in a scenario wherein they were able to take out a loan and they used these proceeds for abusive activities, we have a mechanism also to detect that this is being used for that purpose, and they will not be either they're fully prohibited from taking out any further loans, or their credit standing is severely curtailed to prevent them from using it in the future.
And you have these safeguards dahil posible nga nang i-loan sa Maya ay itaya nung parehong individual na yon sa online gambling?
To protect the consumer, ma'am, from possible abuse of loans.
Because that abuse of their loans is possible.
It's correct, Madam Chair.
So, kasi nga, ang dinadrive kong point po ay kung walang controls, not just from government, but from the e-wallets yourselves, hindi ba nalulubog lang nga sa utang ang mga users nyo kung ganito? Hindi lang nalululong sa online gambling, pero to feed the gambling addiction or the gambling obsession, pati sa utang ay nalulubog. Hindi po ba? Posible po yon, hindi po ba?
Yes, that is the behavior, precisely behavior, Mr. Chair, that we want to prevent, Mr. Chair.
And we too, Mr. Chair, Paymaya. And Gcash?
Tama po yun. Yung abusive behavior ang dapat namin i-flag.
Okay, salamat po. Not just flag, I think prevent from the get-go. Kasi may mga capacities pa yung mga platforms ninyo, the same way I'm asking Pagcor and the same way Bangko Sentral, to prevent the abusive behaviors, having a space at all on your platforms, whether from the individuals or lalo na yung mga online gambling platforms. Now, how many users does your app have now? Gcash?
We will verify our records, Your Honor. I don't have the figure right now.
It would help, sir, Mr. Chair, if you could verify that during this hearing. And Paymaya?
We'll look for the exact number and we will submit it to the committee, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please. If you could submit it during the hearing, tulong po yun. Could you give us data on what percentage of your users clicked on online gambling links in your app? Ilang tao po ba yun? Globe? I mean, Gcash?
As we have requested, Senators Subiri, for us to submit in writing, we will, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Paymaya?
It will form part of the submission as well, Mr. Chair.
Salamat. It sounds like hindi masasubmit ngayong hearing, Mr. Chair. Pero kung kayang any pieces of this information during the hearing, makakatulong po para mas directed po yung mga tanong at mas ngayon pa lang matutulungan na kami magbuo ng mga rekomendasyon. Meron po ba kayong general profile ng mga Gcash users na ito, ng mga Paymaya users na ito? Halimbawa, age range, gender, average value ng account activity?
That will be part of our submission just to avoid contradicting our previous submissions to other relevant national government agencies.
Salamat, Gcash. And Paymaya?
The same, Mr. Chair.
Alright. Siguro very important sa amin yung age range. Kasi everyone around the table has said ayaw natin na yung mga bata. And they historically have been ay biniktima, nalulure na maging online gamblers. Saka yun ding average value ng account activity, lalo na't concerned po kami dun sa saan mapupunta yung kakarampot na ngang minimum wage na mga arawang manggagawang Pilipino kaugnay ng online gambling. Magkano po ang madalas na taya sa mga platforms nyo? Yes, Gcash.
We do not have visibility on kung magkano ang itinataya ng mga customers namin na naglalaro doon sa gaming platform.
I'm beginning to think, Mr. Chair, na baka kailangan mag-develop ng technology for all the stakeholders na magkakaroon ng mas maraming compliances at accountabilities. Bunga hopefully ng committee report ng aming komite to include the e-wallets having visibility on this. Paymaya?
Mr. Chair, to reiterate, again, as a cash-in platform, we have no visibility over how much is used to play online gambling. The only visibility we have is how much is topped up.
Salamat. What about, ilan po sa mga nag-access ng online gambling sa Gcash at Maya ay nag-access din ng utang sa Gcash at Maya? Yes, Gcash.
Same request, Your Honor. We will commit to submit the same to the committee, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Maya?
We will do the same, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please. Lalo na't dahil yung isang line of questioning namin ay, di ba, paano ma-disincentivize na hindi lang malulong sa online gambling pero mabaon lalo sa utang dahil ginagamit pala ang pag-uutang sa platforms nyo para mag-online gambling. Perhaps last question for the e-wallets in this hearing. Can you confirm if online gambling operators are registered as account holders in your app? Yes, GCash.
They have merchant wallets, Your Honor.
They have merchant wallets, so they're considered as account holders
In that sense, Your Honor.
in that sense. Maya?
Yes, Mr. Chair, they're classified as merchant accounts for us.
Okay, merchant account holders. So they are account holders too. Paano nyo po binivet yung business accounts nila? Maya?
Mr. Chair, we vet it with a list of licensed providers given by the Pagcor, and then we ask them to submit a list of documents that would certify their legitimate business operations in the Philippines, and then from there we establish that relationship as a merchant account with these gambling operators.
And
On the part of GCash, Your Honor, yung gaming industry kasi being a high-risk industry, ay sumusunod sa increased due diligence or enhanced customer due diligence. Hindi lang po lisensya ang tinitingnan namin, pati mga dokumento that will establish their legal existence, their operational structure, and the ultimate beneficial owner of the entity, Your Honor.
Salamat. Oh, the beneficial owner, Mr. Chair, that's a very interesting question. Maybe I'll pursue that in the next hearing of vis-a-vis the gambling platforms. Perhaps last question for this round because I'm down to my last minute. Tinanong na rin ito ni Chair kanina, but you may want to add to this, no? May reports po na kahit illegal online gambling, pwedeng gamitan ng GCash at Maya. Ano pong response nyo dyan, GCash?
Just like what I said, GCash has zero tolerance sa illegal activities. So, meron ding pag meron kaming nakita na behavior na hindi sang-ayon sa risk profile ng customer, ay sinususpendiho namin kaagad.
And Maya.
To reiterate, Mr. Chair, we take security very seriously as well as the abusive use of our logo and brand. So in 2024, as we shared previously, we were able to take down more than 200 of these illegal accounts and sites in coordination with our partners in law enforcement. So we will continue to do so as we see these illegal sites using our logo and brand.
Salamat, Mr. Chair, and I look forward na bukod sa pag-takedown sa mga so-called illegal sites, mag-cooperate yung mga e-wallets sa at the very least, mas mahigpit na regulation sa online gambling. Maybe in my last few seconds for this round, Mr. Chair, tanungin ko ang Bridges of Hope. Oo, si Mr. Calieja. Kasi you started sharing with us earlier, sir, a very compelling opening statement. So WHO itself, the American Psychological Association, many other experts have also identified gambling disorder as a mental health issue. So sa tingin po ninyo, may sapat na bang appreciation yung ating bansa sa problema ng online gambling bilang public health concern? Na yun po yung diin talaga nung panukala ko, sir, for strict regulation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Ma'am Risa. In the Philippines, there is no concrete framework for responsible gambling. We hear about it a lot, that it's important that people should treat it responsibly or gamble responsibly. But as far as I know, there is no concrete framework for responsible gambling in the Philippines. There are these short snippets at the end of advertisements or, by the way, gamble responsibly, but there is no concrete framework for it.
So just at the outset, napakalaking policy gap and consciousness gap para talagang ma-appreciate natin yung harms ng online gambling addiction sa ating mga kababayan and should lead us paano sila mapoprotektahan at paano matutulungan. So I'll pursue that in my next round, Mr. Chair. Salamat po, Mr. Calleja.
Go ahead, Senator Meeks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I'd now like to direct my questions to on the issue on online lending apps. I'm thankful that the BSP is here. Is the SEC here as well? Nandito po yung SEC. Wala po si Chairman Francis Lim. Wala po siya. Okay. Medyo serious kasi to, Mr. Chairman, pagdating sa online lending apps. Kasi magkapatid yan yung sugal tsaka yung utang. Di ba po? So, I was actually surprised to find out that online lending apps were under the jurisdiction of the SEC rather than the BSP. Kasi alam ko po, the BSP is very strict. When you come up with financial institutions or lending institutions, napakaigpit ng BSP. I know because I used to be the chairman of the Cooperatives Committee. And as chairman of the Cooperatives Committee, the cooperative banks that were under your also your supervision, talagang umiiyak sila sa dami ng requirements. Pero gusto ko yun. Kasi dahil maraming dating mga cooperative bank na mismanage yung pera, yung ginagamit for whatever purpose na hindi dapat sa guidelines ng BSP. So I'm happy that they're under your supervision para mabantayan. Because yung BSP, if I may say, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, the BSP is probably one of the best run agencies of government. Talagang yung credibility nyo is beyond reproach. At least yung mga tao dyan ay talagang sa tingin ko top-notch government workers. So, dito naman sa SEC, nagulat ako kung kaya ba nila na ma-monitor itong online lending apps. Kasi lahat po na nakakausap po namin na nagkakaroon po ng gambling addiction, pag naubos na po yung pera nila, mangutang sila. At ang pinakamabilis na pautang, hindi sa bangko. Very difficult mangutang sa bangko. Ang online lending apps. The legal online lending apps, they've actually approached me. There's a few that are legal. And they've given us the difficult requirements also set by them on policing their ranks on how much they can charge on interest, etc., etc. Pero karamihan dito sa mga online lending apps ay yung mga fly-by-night. Registered nga po sa inyo, pero meron talagang humihingi ng a high of 6% per week to a high also of 30% per month na interest rates. Namomonitor ba ng SEC ito? Isa-isa? Or pag na-register na, goodbye Philippines ka na, bahala ka na sa buhay mo? May I ask the SEC, please?
Mr. Chair, for the interest rates, as we know, the usury law is actually suspended, so there's no interest rate capping on loans offered by financing and lending companies. The only interest rate ceilings that we have right now is covered by MC3 series of 2022, which implements a BSP circular, limiting the interest rate ceilings for certain loans. Those are usually covered by loans below 10,000 pesos or 4 months.
May i-clarify that? Ibig mo sabihin, wala po tayong cap. So, kung meron po kayong lending app na application, na grant nyo po yan, pwede po sila mag-charge up to 20% a week? Wala po pala tayong batas para dyan?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, yes po.
Oh my God, so mas grabe pa sa mafia ito.
Because
sa Yakuza.
Loan transactions are actually covered by the civil law. So basically, kung ano po yung pinag-usapan, pinagkasunduhan sa kontrata between the lender and the borrower, yun po yung nasusunod at present.
Unfortunately, ang problema dyan, marami sa ating mga kababayan, lalo na yung mga minimum wage earners, hindi po nila naintindihan yung fine print ng kontrata. Kaya nga yung bangko napaka-thorough eh. Yung bangko, maglo-loan ka sa bangko, talagang napakagrabe yung kailangan due diligence na dapat gawin nyo. Sa inyo pala, wala. You act like a bank. These online lending applications, parang bangko yan eh. Tapos pag hindi ka pa makabayad, grabe yung papahiyain ka. Tatanungin ko din sa Privacy Commission yan. and other government agencies, pwede ba gawin yun? Napapayain yung tao? Kasi as part of your loan agreement with the lending app, magbibigay ka ng 10 hanggang 20 tao, pati cellphone nila, para magiging witness, not witness, but parang guarantor eh. Pero hindi mo alam eh. Bibigay lang yung pangalan. Let's say, kung mag-apply ka, magbibigay ka ng pangalan. Bigla na lang magte-text kasi may staff ako, ganun. Araw-araw, hindi niya alam, binigay pala ng kaibigan niya yung pangalan at number niya. Araw-araw, tinetext siya, sabihin mo sa kaibigan mo, nakakahiya siya. Ano siya, magnanakaw, hindi nagbabayad ng utang. Ganun, it's a shame campaign. Hindi niyo ba ito napapansin? O wala bang nagre-report sa SEC nito?
We have received complaints on that, Mr. Chair. As for interest rates, currently the SEC is studying on the imposition of interest rate ceilings.
Yes, because there is jurisprudence on this. The Supreme Court noted in 2024 na 3% per month struck down as unconscionable. Sinabi ng Supreme Court yan, 3% a month. I guess this was maybe complaints from credit card owners, no? So nakalagay na Supreme Court 'yan. We can get the exact Supreme Court. I think it's Medel versus CA. Itong 5% a month is voided as excessive and inquisious. And then another one was Castro versus Tan, 3% to 5% rates deemed unconscionable. Courts reduced to legal rates. And then another recent 2024 ruling, 3% a month was struck down as conscionable. Kaya ba ninyo yan na SEC na maglagay na po ng cap para dito?
We're currently studying it, Mr. Chair. But as for the cases that you've mentioned, as far as I know, for the court to actually rule on the unconscionability or on the high interest rates, I think a certain borrower would have to go to the court together with their loan documents and present it to the court.
Yes, ma'am, but the SEC is the regulator, di ba? SEC is the regulator, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. What you're trying to tell me as regulator, wala na po tayong magawa. Parang sa pangurakot, tapo na lang natin yung ballpen, drop the mic, and magnakaw na lang tayong lahat. Wala na tayong magagawa. You guys are the regulator, the SEC.
Mr. Chair, we're currently studying it also.
Every time you study it, there's a person hanging himself on the roof from the ceiling. Every time you're studying it, the delay every day because of this, ayoko na magmura kasi nagmura na kahapon si Senator Jinggoy, because of this abusive online lending apps. Yung mga legal, okay. Pwede nyo naman ma-monitor yung legal. Pero sila na mismo lumapit sa akin yung legal at humingi ng tulong dahil hindi daw ninyo kayang i-regulate yung ibang fly-by-night na operators na nag-apply sa inyo. Maybe you should do a review, an audit dito sa mga kumpanyang ito na binigyan nyo ng permit.
Madagdagan ko lang, Majority Leader Migs. Oo nga po, marami yung reklamo sa opisina po namin na pag naningil, sobra-sobra napakabastos papahiyain. Wala ho tayong ways to prevent this. Not only SEC, Central Bank, wala ho ba? It's beyond your control. Yung pag naningil, talagang papahiyain ka. Pag sasabihin, may kaibigan mo, sinabi, anak ka sa labas, etc. I mean, utang lang po yun. Utang na 2,000 piso, pinapahiya. Wala ho tayong mga regulation, I mean, and harassment to stop these people, this company. Iasa lang ho natin na sa cyberbullying. Dapat po, tanggalan ho na lisensya yung mga lending institutions na ganun. Di po ba? Dapat may mga ganun. Central Bank, SEC. Ano ho?
Mr. Chair, the universe of lending companies online and otherwise may be divided into two, those supervised by the BSP and those supervised by the SEC. So for those supervised by the BSP, we have a circular regulating the market conduct or the practices of the lending companies in terms of collection and customer engagement. So hindi ho namin pinapayagan yung mga ganong methods that harass the borrowers, no? So meron naman ho silang recourse pag hindi makabayad, but not not to resort to those kind of market conduct, Mr. Chair.
SEC, so ang central bank, meron kayo, wala po kayong safety nets para po dun sa mga borrowers na maaring natanggal sa trabaho, hindi kaagad nakabayad o nagkasakit, yung pambayad niya ginamit mo na pampa-hospital o pang-enroll. Wala ho kayong ganon, SEC?
Mr. Chair, we have a circular on unfair debt collection practices. That's MC 18, series of 2019, and it's also incorporated with the SEC Rules and Regulations for Financial Products and Services Consumer Protection Act.
What does it say? Can you give me a rundown or a gist of that circular?
Basically, Mr. Chair, ang sinasabi po ng circular, yung mga certain acts na abusive collection practices, pinagbabawal po yun. For example po, yung pagmumura habang nangungulekta, yung pagtitreten po sa buhay ng mga tao habang nangungulekta, yung mga usual po na...
Yung pagpapahiya, nasasabihin, ikaw anak ka sa labas o ikaw hindi walang kwenta ka, tatay mo, magulang mo sa kulungan.
Kasama din po yun.
Ano hong penalties noon?
Ang penalties po, Mr. Chair, is that we can actually impose monetary penalty or also revoke their certificates of registration and also their certificates of authority to operate as a lending or financing company.
Mr. Chairman, tatanong ko lang, meron na ba kayo naparusahan?
Meron na
At
po.
ilan? Please give to the committee baka isa lang, dalawa, sa dami pong, may we know lang how many are registered with you, online lending apps po?
For online lending apps, there are around 108 financing and lending companies that have a total of 168 online lending platforms.
168 online lending platforms. Please submit to us the list of these online lending platforms, yung mga, at saka yung mga sino ba mga may-ari nito mga online lending platforms na ito. Kasi ang nangyayari po, parang loan shark ang dating eh. Yung tipo, kung hindi ka magbabayad, bubugbugin ka pag makita ka namin. Di ba? Parang ganun ang dating eh. I would say, Mr. Chairman, if we pass legislation, if we're going to really, bottom line, kung hindi po mababan at ang gusto po ng gobyerno ay highly regulated, ayaw naman po natin ma-veto ito. At pag naging highly regulated po siya, I would suggest that let's give it to the BSP. Let's transfer the responsibility of that from the SEC. Kasi yung SEC, hindi nga with due respect, medyo mahirapan nga yung SEC para mag-clean up ng corporations with illicit trade. Diba? That's where we go to get our details when we have investigations on illicit trade. Hirap na hirap din silang ma-regulate yun. So maybe what we should do is let SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, concentrate on corporations and let's give the lending the lending yung lending regulator to the BSP kasi sila talagang expert tsaka mabilis gumalaw ang BSP. I know because I think the BSP monitors Paymaya and GCash, di ba? So mas maganda yun. Ang ginagawa nila sa GCash at Paymaya na may highly regulated, they can make also bantay itong mga online lending apps, Mr. Chairman. I would suggest that in our committee report that the BSP take over. Kasi this has nothing to do with gambling, but although we're going to come up with legislation for gambling, isama na natin in the same bill yung online lending apps para may pasok din natin po yung issue na ito.
Makasingit lang, Senator Mix. Meron ho ba kayo? Do you have a hotline for where customers, where consumers can report yung abusive behavior ng mga lending companies? Meron po ba kayo, SEC?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Nakapost din po sa website.
Nakapost sa website nila kung saan sila pwedeng tumawag.
Yes po. May sarili pong iMessage portal for complaints po against financing and lending companies.
And gaano ka bilis ninyo na-actionan? For example, somebody will call your office or will complain through email na hinaharas na siya at na pinapahiya siya. How quick do you react?
If by call po, parang ASAP po. Kapag by email po, usually within 2 days po na-actionan po kaagad.
All right. What about central bank? How do you react or how quick do you take action?
That's immediate, Your Honor, because we have an online bot we call BSP Online Buddy. So apart from coursing your complaints through the usual channels, email, call, there's that bot that users can use to log their complaints, and that immediately gets to our server. And the action that we take is to acknowledge it and also to direct the concerned financial institution to respond. And we monitor there's a certain number of days they're allowed to respond. And if the response is not satisfactory to the customer, then they can raise that for the next level, which is a mediation. And hopefully ma-resolve na doon. Otherwise, the customer can choose to elevate it to adjudication. And there, the BSP decides who's right or wrong.
Last two questions na po, Chairman. Dito sa Know Your Customer policy of lending apps, I was informed that government-issued identification cards are processed by artificial intelligence. 5 to 10 minutes lang ang approval. 5 to 10 minutes lang ang approval daw nitong online lending apps. Parang kaya napaka-accessible nito at maraming na hindi nakakaisip dun sa mga fine print ika nga sa nilalagay. Baka hindi pa nga nila alam gano'ng kataas ang interest rates na babayaran nila. Hindi lang buwan-buwan, linggo-linggo. And so I want to ask, there was about 86 in June 25, it was reported that 86 victims filed complaints with the PAOK on intensifying its crackdown on abusive online lending platforms. Meron na bang, according to the PAOCC, which is the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, it's handling about 150 similar complaints, and it expects the number to rise, rather, as more victims come forward. Sino po itong mga online lending platforms na ito, SEC? Meron po kayong mga listahan nitong mga complaints? Or listahan ng mga kinomplain ng mga biktimang ito?
We will just submit it to this committee, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, because are you aware, are you working with the PA and the PAOK, or hindi nyo alam ito, nalaman nyo lang na yun?
We're actually coordinating with the PAOK, but when we take a look at initial evaluation of the complaints, we can see that one borrower will complain about several of financing and lending institutions. So mahirap pong i-reconciliate kung sino po talaga yung nirereklamo nila. So
But with these
kailangan po ng
complaints,
additional-
meron ba kayong tinitake-down na online lending platform?
May mga na-takedown na po kami.
Kailangan ko din yung listahan na malaman namin kung ilan, kung epektibo ba yung inyong regulatory, as a regulatory body, kanyang regulation. Please
Okay.
submit to the committee
We will include
as
that,
soon as
Mr. Chair.
possible. My last question, Mr. Chairman, is that the BSP limits or puts a cap, or not limits, or rather puts a minimum amount of capitalization for banks and financial institutions. For example, yung cooperative bank is between 10 million to 200 million. Yung thrift bank po is minimum capital requirement is 200 million to 2 billion. Kung bumaba yun sa capitalization requirement, they fine, di ba? Heavy penalty, you close the bank. You close the financial institution. Pero apparently, dito po sa lending corporations, minimum paid-in requirement lang, Mr. Chairman, is 1 million pesos. So, does the 1 million peso minimum requirement apply to lending companies? Is that your regulation? Okay lang yung 1 million paid-up capital?
Actually, Mr. Chair, for the Lending Company Regulation Act, 2007 pa po siya na-issue, and for the Financing Company Act, 1998 pa po. So currently, the SEC is studying to revise this special laws governing financing and lending companies.
So you agree that we need to update that law?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So it's also high time, Mr. Chairman, that we increase the minimum capital requirement provided under that Republic Act 9474. Matagal na pala, 2007. So yun lang, Mr. Chairman, and I'd like to thank the good chair for taking this up. I hope that they can submit all the details and the data we requested from Paymaya, GCash. I know your heart is in the right place, pero empleyado lang po kayo, di ba? So you're just following orders from the top, but I'm sure it pains you to find out all these things that are happening. yung nanonood nga si Kulas na yun, kaibigan ko sa Becoming Filipino. And he was telling me nga that it saddens him yung nakikita niya yung jeepney driver habang nagpapasada, natatalo sa kanyang online gambling platform, na kumukuha ng pasada, natatalo, kukuha ng pasada, natatalo. Walang maiuwi sa taong bayan. If you want our country to really grow as a nation, we can't have this, for me, this illicit activity of gambling, this immoral activity of gambling prevail as our number one resource for funding for our nation. Talagang it cannot be.
I think
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Maraming salamat.
Majority Leader, I think that was already addressed yung problema ni Mr. Colas na nakita niya yung driver because dati ay hindi mo na kailangan ng data because of these e-wallets. Pero nung inalis po sa e-wallets yan, what I have heard and I found out, medyo nahihirapan na yung mga kababayan natin na magsugal without data. So karamihan sa kanila, hindi nakakapagsugal na.
Okay. So, what do you mean, Your Honor? Pag prepaid, hindi pwede?
But I know, nung inalis na ng e-wallets, tama po ba? Nabawasan na kasi nawala na yung scatter. Yung scatter kasi pinakasikat na sugal noon.
Alam ko kasi, Chairman, pinacheck ko sa staff ko All they have to do is register sa online app na ng sugal. For example,
online, so kailangan mo na ng data. Otherwise,
yung platform.
Dati, wala, hindi mo na kailangan. Nasa jeep ka, nasa ilalim ka ng tulay, kahit saan ka. Kahit sa CR, pwede ka mag-scatter.
Opo, pero yung data, I think it's, Mr. Chairman, yung prepaid, may data pa rin sila
Exactly, maubos yung kung prepaid yun, maubos.
Opo, pero pag addicted po kayo, Mr. Chairman, ganun talaga. Ang gusto ko sana mangyari, Mr. Chairman, sa final point, is let's remove GCash and PayMaya all together, even in their platforms. Now, ang gusto ko sana, kung mag-highly regulate po tayo, hindi po talagang ayaw po ng gobyerno na iban, ang gawin natin, they have to go to a certain place to purchase, parang PCSO, when you're buying sweepstakes. You go to an area to buy that, and actually, si Sir Altenco mismo nagsabi niyan. He suggested it parang card. And you can use PayMaya and GCash to pay for that. Walang problema. Pero physical na yung buying station para makita nila na hindi pala ito estudyante, hindi pala ito bata.
Parang yung mga card dati pang nag-load, di ba?
Opo,
card.
Parang ganun siguro.
Kakaskasin mo.
Yes.
Na 1,000, 500.
Yes. Opo.
Tama.
Sana ganun po ang mangyari. At hindi na po muna, dapat matanggal na po yan sa gambling apps itong e-wallets. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Senator Miguez. I just want to remind everybody that this session hall will be used at around 3 o'clock. So we'll wind down at around 2 p.m. this afternoon. So there's about an hour and a half. So we'll just be quick. Next to social media po tayo. Meron po bang presentation ng Meta, TikTok, Google? Because of the fact, lumipat na po sila lahat doon ngayon sa inyo, yung mga sugal-sugal na ito, at yung mga advertisements na naiinganyo po yung mga tao. So, unahin po natin ang Meta. Do you have any presentation? What have you done? I mean, of course, I'm sure merong tayong social responsibility. Meta, may mga pasabi-sabi pa kayo ng mga bulletin na violation ng bulletin board ninyo. So, no representation from Meta? Committee Secretary, was Meta invited?
But they send a regret letter.
They will what?
They send a regret letter.
Oh,
but they are supportive of the bills. They have an email.
Oh, they have an email?
Yeah.
Was it a good explanation? Can you furnish this
Yes, sir.
representation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If that's acceptable, because importante sila dito. Kasi may nakikita po ako, Senator Risa, at saka mga kasama, na meron pong lalo sa Meta, pinagmamayabang niya pa na yung puhunan niya lang 1,000 tapos naging 15,000 dahil sa nagsugal siya nito. Imagine that. Parang binubuyo mo yung taong bayan. So, I don't know. I guess we need to have that person. I don't know how will we do this. Committee Secretary. Oo. I want an attendance request for an attendance of Meta here next hearing.
It's the letter from Meta. Dated September 15, 2025, Honorable Erwin Tulfo, Chairman, Committee on Games and Amusement. This refers to the invitation extended by your esteemed office to attend the public hearing and inquiry on September 16. We sincerely thank Your Honor for the opportunity to participate in this important discussion. We commend the Senate's efforts in collaborating with different stakeholders to ensure the safety of everyone online. However, I would like to respectfully convey our regrets as Meta's relevant subject matter experts are based in Singapore and the United States and are currently unavailable due to prior commitments. Nevertheless, on behalf of Meta, we remain committed to support the legislative process and would appreciate the opportunity to meet separately with your office. This will allow our authorized representatives to present Meta's initiatives, policies, enforcement, and partnership with both government and non-government stakeholders to discuss Meta's existing policies on online gambling and real money gaming content. We will coordinate with your team to arrange a suitable time. Meta will also send its position
No,
paper.
no, Committee Secretary. Why are they dictating this committee kung kailan sila mag-attend? No. Ay kung ganyan pala, gusto pa nila, and I don't agree attendance. I don't know kung kailangan siguro isabpina yung country representative nila. I mean, that's not an excuse na in their own time and in their own explanation. May problema sila ngayon nangunguna dito na nakita ko na may mga vlogger dyan na nagpo-post na sinasabi na nanalo siya. Parang inihikayat pa yung mga tao, yung mga viewers. And then sasabihin nila, they can't. Okay, nawala na nga, inalis na nga natin dito sa mga iwalas, doon napunta sa kanila. And then may mga links sila doon na pwede kang magsugal and then they don't want to attend. So don't force me, Meta, na isabpina ko pa kayo because I know they have country. Who signed that letter?
The letter, Your Honor, was signed by Jenixon David, Public Policy Manager, Facebook Philippines Representative Office.
Well, by Philippines pala. Though I want you to send, try to invite him again or his attendance. You tell him, I want his attendance here. Otherwise, I'll be forced to, this committee will be forced to send a subpoena for him.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, alam mo, yun na nga, isa sila sa mga may problema. And then sila, how in the hell you don't respect this committee? Kung wala ka respeto sa ibang committee, huwag mong gawin dito. Ang daming kulungan niya sa ilalim, pwede kitang ilagak dyan. Ang kalukuhan yan. I mean, disrespect.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Suggestion, Mr. Chair, dun sa sulat ng chair sa Meta Philippines office, the chair may wish to consider issuing them a show cause order why they should not be subpoenaed.
Tama, Madam Chair. That's what
Mr.
we're
Chair.
going to do. Exactly. To issue a show cause order why they should not be subpoenaed for not attending and for not complying with our request to attend. This is a hearing. We have a problem here and this is a national problem. Hindi po ito problem na sa Metro Manila. Problem po ito ng mga tao. And imagine, Senator Risa, there's like 65% of Filipinos are hooked in online gambling. And that's what we're trying to find a solution right now. Are we going to stop this totally? Or we continue this through strict regulation? Kasi pag tinanggal mo naman, sabi ng Pagcor, sabi ni BSP, sabi ng Department of Finance, mawawala ng kita. Eh, pambayad daw pala sa PhilHealth, sa UHC, sa Universal Healthcare natin. Pambayad sa mga sports natin, mga coaches, etc., mga staff. So we're trying to weigh here. Ipasara ba natin kung ako lang tatanay? Isara na natin itong kalokohan na ito. Tapos ngayon sasabihin mo na in your own time, hindi ka mag-attend at mag-meet kita na mag-isa? What the TikTok, do you have a presentation to make?
Mr. Chair, with your permission, we have a brief statement.
Please, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, good afternoon. I'm Yves Gonzalez, part of TikTok's public policy team. We are thankful for this opportunity to participate in this hearing and submit our position paper regarding the gambling-related bills and resolutions being tackled by this committee. TikTok is committed to keeping our Filipino community safe, and we always seek to comply with Philippine laws and regulations to ensure a secure and positive environment for users, creators, and advertisers. TikTok's policies on real money gambling ads follow strict compliance with local laws and regulations. In fact, our policies provide stricter rules in certain areas. As an example, while the law allows gambling ads to be shown to a person at least 21 years of age, at TikTok, our policies require that the person be at least 25 years of age. To answer a question posed by the committee in one of its letters to us, TikTok does not show real money gambling ads to users who are minors or to any user below the age of 25. Companies seeking permission to run gambling ads must provide certified proof that their gambling activities have the necessary licenses from Pagcor. On the main TikTok app, our community guidelines prohibit the facilitation or marketing of gambling or gambling-like activities. We also do not allow minors to see content that glamorizes or makes positive statements about gambling. 99.5% of content that violates our gambling policies are removed proactively. While TikTok strictly complies with Philippine laws and regulations, we voluntarily paused real money gambling ads in the Philippines last August 22, 2025, in response to policy statements from President Marcos Jr. and DICT Secretary Henry Aguda. We understand that as of today, TikTok is the only platform to voluntarily pause such ads. In his August 20 statement posted on his social media pages, DICT Secretary Aguda noted, "Malaking bagay ito mga kababayan, ipinapakita nito na kahit ang malaking global platform ay handang makiisa sa ating adhikain na digital bayanihan." With that, Mr. Chairman, we will continue to work closely with this committee and our government partners to arrive at measures to address the concerns raised by various stakeholders. TikTok looks forward to answering the questions that this committee might have as we work to always be a part of the solution. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Gonzalez. Thank you for coming in and for answering our invitation. We go now to Google. Google, are you here? Is there a representative from Google?
Yes. Good afternoon, Honorable Senator. I am Putri Alam. I lead the Government Affairs and Public Policy for Google in Southeast Asia. Firstly, allow me to share an opening statement to you, sir. Sa ating butihing senador, magandang hapon po. Salamat po for inviting Google to be here today. We appreciate the opportunity to address this critical issue of online gambling. Google is committed to make the internet safe for everyone, and we also share the commitment to stop and prevent illegal online activities, including gambling. And we do this through three-pronged approach. Firstly is a robust and strong policies across our platforms. And secondly, through technology. And thirdly, but not least, working and collaborating with regulators and other businesses. On Google Play Store specifically, in the Philippines, we have strict rules that ban all apps that facilitate or promote real money gambling. So we do not allow real money gambling apps on the Play Store. On Google Ads, in addition to prohibiting ads personalization for Google accounts of children under 13, we also have additional protections for teens under 18, and specifically in the Philippines, we do not allow advertisement on gambling to be served to users under 21, sir. Also, on Google Ads platform, we have clear policies that govern the promotion of gambling, including, again, as I mentioned, prohibiting and targeting of minors, as well as requiring the responsible gaming page. Moving forward, we are ready to work closely with you and the Philippines government and relevant authorities to address any concerns. And we believe that by working together with clear and robust regulation and technology innovation and responsible business practice, we can create a safer online environment for the Philippines. Thank you again for the invitation today, sir.
Thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate that, but we have a couple of questions if we can just stay online. But first of all, let me just move back to Mr. Gonzalez here. Mr. Gonzalez, there are advertisements in TikTok I've seen recently. All right. Meron po bang oras na ina-allow ninyo na pwede mag-advertise? Or totally wala na po kayong ganon advertisements of online gaming sa inyong platform?
Mr. Chair, as of August 22, 2025, sinuspend po namin temporarily yung pong mga gambling ads. So, 24/7 po yan since August 22, bawal na po for now.
Oh, good, good. Okay, so you're telling me wala na po talaga makikita ang mga bata, ang mga tao na mga online advertisements ng online gambling?
Mr. Chair, to reiterate po, kahit po nung bago po mag-suspend, hindi po pwedeng makita ng bata. So yung policy po ni TikTok ay minimum dapat po 25 years of age para po makakita po ng gambling ads. Pero since August 22 po, since sinuspend po, wala na po.
Kahit na yung 25 years old and above?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Wala rin po kayong link. Ika nga, pag pumunta po sa inyong platform na maghahanap po siya ng sugal, wala siya makikita doon yung mga kababayan natin?
Wala po.
Wala din. Okay. From Google, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So YouTube is also under your organization, under your umbrella, correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. The question is, I've seen some YouTube accounts here while they were playing in casinos and then even bragging they won this much amount. Can you further study if you can remove this and not allow this in Google and even in YouTube, Madam?
Thank you for the question, Honorable Senator. We do have community guidelines across our platforms, including YouTube, and all of our creators must abide by these strict policy guidelines. So if they do incite any statements that are violative of this community guidelines, we will enforce upon that creator, sir. We are also working with very closely. We have a very open communication and collaboration with the ICT and CICC. If there is any, content that might violate local laws and regulations, sir.
All right. Another point I want to raise: have you already removed? Because back then, I think a few months ago, you go to YouTube and then you want to play games, online games or gambling. You can do so. Have you already checked on that or corrected that, Madam?
Apologies, sir. I'm not familiar with the case or the particular event that you were referring to. Allow me to get back to you on this. As mentioned before, we have a very open communication line with CICC on this. In the past, whenever they've sent us requests, we will work through these pieces of content and dialogue with them, and we will be responsive, sir.
What about advertisements? Do you YouTube still allow advertisements in the platform, or even Google? Do you still have those? I mean, advertisements for online gambling or gaming?
Yes, sir. As mentioned, we only support gambling advertising and require that advertisers strictly abide by the local gambling laws and industry standards in the Philippines, including displaying information about responsible gambling. And again, we do not allow gambling advertisers to target minors, and in the Philippines, we do not allow gambling advertisement to be served to any users below 21. Additionally, we require gambling advertisers, as I mentioned, to be certified, and this certification process includes the certification as an online gambling operator duly licensed by Pagcor or other authorized licensors. And we require the license to be submitted before we allow an entity to run any gambling ads. And also to ensure that the license is valid, we have reviewers that cross-reference the license submitted by the potential advertiser with the official list from Pagcor as published in its website, sir.
We have a lot of illegal online sites here in the country, number one of which is the 1xBet. I don't know if you monitor that site, which is very illegal, and it hasn't registered with our Pagcor here. Do you have a vetting process on to choose which commercials will be shown from online gaming companies or firms? How would you know that they're legitimate? They're under Pagcor, they're under license or not? Do you have that regulation or policy or standard operating procedure?
For advertisers, sir, as mentioned before, we have reviewers that cross-reference the license submitted by the potential advertiser with the official list from Pagcor. So we do have that process already, sir.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, before anything else, I've been Senator Ontiveros. I have one question for the lady. Right now, my staff just opened YouTube, and 1xBet on his account, and even tells you how to bet, what to bet, how to register and make deposit on 1xBet, MailBet 2025, start betting 1xBet. So I don't think so. You have a process of making sure that your clients there or that you're taking in right now are legitimate gambling sites, because 1xBet, like I've said, this is illegal. It hasn't registered with the Philippine Amusement Gaming Corporation, madam.
Yes, sir. So this is definitely is not in compliance of our system. And we use a combination of automated and human evaluation and to detect and remove ads which violate our policies and are harmful to users and overall Google Ads ecosystem. And our enforcement technologies also use algorithm and machine learning modeled on human reviewers' decisions. So the policy violating content, once it is made aware by us, we will act upon it, sir, if it's further flagged.
Please allow me to also.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair?
I think you need to close your, there, okay. Mr. Chair, I just wanted to, if I observed correctly, I think maybe Attorney Paraiso would like to interject to something that Google was saying earlier, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Chair.
With the permission of the chair.
Hi, Attorney Paraiso.
Mr. Chair, yes, we do have, prior to this committee hearing, we have a relationship and we have an understanding with YouTube. However, as of recent, and with the departure of one of their government representatives with CICC and the ICT, we observed difficulty when it comes to the request for takedowns, especially with influencers promoting illegal gambling sites. Because you have to distinguish, promoting a gambling site is different from influencers promoting these sites. So, as you've observed, CICC has been going after both, Mr. Chair. So, in fact, we have a request pending for 2 months now for one very famous influencer promoting still illegal gambling sites, Mr. Chair.
Just noticing, Mr. Chair, 2 months is a long time. Kung government agency ang nagre-request o nagde-demand, 2 months is a long time to wait for a positive response from a private sector stakeholder. For the record, Mr. Chair.
Can you answer that? The representative from Google, I mean, the CICC has a request for takedowns for 2 months now, and you haven't done anything, Google representative or official.
Mr. Chair?
Can you identify yourself first, madam?
Hello?
Can you identify yourself, please?
Mr. Chair, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. What is your name and who do you represent? What do you represent?
Mr. Chair, can you hear me okay now?
Again, I can hear you. Go ahead. Please state your
Okay,
name
sorry.
and what do you represent? Who do you represent?
Yes, I'm Anne, part of the Government Affairs and Public Policy. Thank you so much for the invitation. Apologies for a bit of technical issues, but we managed to fix it. And then we had a meeting with CICC, and we apologize for the lapse in the change of our personnel, but we will get back to you. Actually, we are already in touch with the CICC team, but regarding that specific request, please allow us to also look at the report. And then we can connect with the CICC to check on the request and its status. And then, yeah, thank you for bringing us to this to our attention. And we already had a meeting with the CICC team a couple of weeks ago, and we already discussed the ways forward to collaborate better in terms of exchanging signals and how to make sure that we can provide the best collaborative methods to ensure that online gambling can be addressed properly.
They have a request for 2 months now, and the question is, how come you haven't acted on it? What seems to be the problem, madam?
So I just checked with the team. Actually, we have sent a long response regarding that particular request. But I think still much discussions need to be done, but we have responded to the team.
See, the problem, madam, is that we're having problems here. We have already several people taking their own lives because of online gambling, because of this problem. And we don't want another life wasted because of online gambling, let alone illegal online gambling that your platform promotes, that Google and YouTube. We're already having problems with the legitimate online gaming, gambling in the country. Yet we have another problem. I mean, that you allow to show in your platforms, YouTube and Google. We need help, madam. We really do need. If you really want to help us, then do it now. Don't waste any more time.
Thank you for that. And we take this issue very, very seriously. And as you said, lives at risk. And regarding that specific YouTube content, we actually requested additional information because without that information, we couldn't actually follow up. And then that was the response that we sent to the CICC team a couple of weeks ago.
Don't you have people to monitor, or division or department monitoring contents, particularly coming from the Philippines, like on illegal gambling activities? Don't you have personnel, miss?
Yes, our enforcement process involves, like Ms. Putri already mentioned, a combination of AI, machine learning, as well as human reviewers. And the human reviewers also know the local context. That's why working with you very collaboratively is very important for us to make sure that we are also attuned to the local nuances and the context. And then we recognize the concern, and that's why we are here and we are committed to working with you very seriously, and we will review and provide the assistance as needed.
Well, we appreciate that assurance, madam. We hope that you'll be able to help us because we have a problem. Otherwise, we won't be, this committee will not be talking about that. We won't be inviting you if you're not important. You're one of the main subjects here. I mean, people playing online gamblings because it is being promoted in your platforms, in YouTube and in Google. So we do appreciate any help from you guys to monitor and probably take down posts by Filipino citizens in your platforms pertaining to online gambling or particularly illegal online gambling.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And regarding the organic content, for ads, we have comprehensive ads policies. But when it comes to organic content, which influencers actually create, it's a more difficult process to spot. So that's why we really want to partner with you and the team to coordinate further, and also working closely with CICC because we would need the additional information to follow up and take down the content in discussion.
Yes, particularly one in particular is this 1x bet that they keep on running ads in YouTube and even teaching people how to bet, how to register, and we don't need this. And another thing, they are illegal because they're not registered with our Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, and they don't have a license, Madam.
Yeah, well noted on that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to you. Anyway, Senrisa, do you have questions for our other guests?
Yes, salamat, Mr. Chair. Maybe just a last note to YouTube and Google. That request from CICC is 2 months standing, and they requested you to take it down. Just the fact that they requested a takedown is already an indication that, I'm guessing, no, that it's an indication that they saw some harm being done. It should not take 2 months for some kind of response from you, if not to finally take it down because you said you were requesting additional information from CICC, maybe at least to suspend, just to take notice of the, and again, I'm guessing the harm that CICC may have seen in that site. That's why they requested you to take down. Please never repeat again making such a request, wait 2 months without action. Just for the record, Mr. Chair, for YouTube especially. So for this round, Mr. Chair, I just have a last few questions for Pagcor and for Bridges of Hope. So thank you, Mr. Chair. Attorney Jessa Maris, so kanina pinag-uusapan natin yung pababa yung fees sa gross gaming revenues na ini-impose ng Pagcor. So parang nasa polisiya pala ng Pagcor na paramihin palalo itong mga gambling operators sa ating lipunan.
Actually, Madam Chair, hindi po. Starting March 2024 po, nag-impose na po ng moratorium ang Pagcor Board of Directors. And kaya po hindi na po kami tumatanggap ng mga new applications. Yung mga pending na lang po, yung on process, but starting po March 2024, no new applications po were accepted by Pagcor.
So 1.5 months already that no new applications have been
Last year
accepted.
pa po, ma'am.
That's right. So 1.5 years.
Yep.
So kasi otherwise, kailangan kong tanungin, kung hindi yan ang polisiya, bakit pa ulit-ulit na ibinaba yung fee? And in fact, if I look at the article, sarili niyo pong article sa Insider, January 2025. So this was after yung suspension na binanggit nyo of March 2024. Ang sabi dito sa inyong article, para mas marami pang budget sa marketing. So ano yung totoong pakay sa marketing? Kung hindi nga rin pag-ienganyo sa mas marami pa na magsugal.
Okay. So, just to give also a history po, no, yung pong mula po ng 48.5% po yon na simula po na rates po, meron pong mga period po yon kung kailan po ibababa yung rates. So after 6 months, naging 45%. So hanggang po, ang pinakahuli pong pagbaba at huling pagbaba po is nung 30% na po siya. So isa rin po sa mga naging layunin sa pagbaba po ng rates for the electronic gaming operators is for them to allot that percentage po sa marketing po nila. Kasi po, ayon nga po sa nasabi ko kanina, isa po sa pinakamataas po na tax rates na nai-impose sa buong mundo ay yung binibigay, yung tax rate po ng Pagcor na nasa almost 50%. So, ito pong na bawas po ay pwede po nilang ilaan sa marketing po nila at sa iba pang mga expenses ng operators. Yun po yun talaga pong isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit din po binaba ito.
So para pala sa marketing ng mga online gaming operators. Akala ko nung una para sa marketing ng Pagcor. So para rin po sa kanila. So but in effect, whether Pagcor ang nag-iengganyo or sila mismo nag-iengganyo, yung target audience pa rin, target market na mas marami pang magsugal. Wala man lang po bang harm reduction target ang Pagcor?
Actually, ma'am, isa po iyan sa mga mitigated measures na i-implement po natin. So, kagaya po ng pinapatupad po natin sa integrated resorts, magkakaroon po ang ating mga licensees for online gaming ng tinatawag na foundations. So, yung 1% or a percentage po of their GGR will be directed for small infrastructure projects or the community infrastructure projects. Magkakaroon din po ng pondo para sa mga rehabilitation centers for mga players po na nakakaroon ng problema sa kanilang paglalaro, at maaari din po itong gamitin para sa iba pang mga maliliit na proyekto na ilalapit po sa atin ng mga communities and also ng ating mga stakeholders po.
So, parang magiging CSR nila.
Yes, ma'am. In addition pa po, if I may
and since nabanggit nyo na rin yung rehab centers, well, for one, yung bill ko is going to ask for more than that in terms of resources para dun sa rehabilitation ng mga nalulong sa online gambling. Kasi otherwise, bakit parang pera na lang ang nagiging sukatan?
If I may add po, bukod po doon sa mga foundations na yon na galing po sa mga licensees, meron po tayong mga tie-ups with non-government organizations. So isa po doon yung Seagull's Flock. Sila po yung tumutulong ngayon sa Pagcor para po mapatibay pa yung mga programa po natin. So kasama po dito yung pag-train ng mga ambassadors, responsible gambling ambassadors ng mga licensees natin. Sila din po yung tumutulong sa amin para po sa maayos na pag-accredit ng mga rehabilitation centers. So right now po kasi meron po kaming tie-up with 3 rehabilitation centers, but we recognize na para po makapagbigay kami or makapagbigay sila ng talagang responsive treatments for gambling gambling victim, addicted po sa gambling, kailangan po as well i-accredit po sila at talaga pong masusing matingnan kung meron po silang kakayanan na makapag-treat ng mga may problema po sa gambling.
Yung pong Seagull's Flock na rehab center, religious po ito?
Seagull's Flock Organization po is actually a non-government organization. Binubuo po sila ng mga psychologists, nasa medical field po sila. So sila po yung nagdadaos po ng mga international conferences for responsible gambling dito sa Pilipinas. Ginawa na po nila to 2 times sa Quezon City. So sila po yung talagang tumutulong sa amin. And then, isa po sa mga projects nila na hinahanda na po namin ngayon is yung pagkakaroon po ng 24/7 helpline. So magkakaroon po ng, pwede pong tumanggap ng call, text, yung hotline na yon, and sinisigurado po natin na mga registered or medical professionals po talaga yung sasagot para po talagang responsive yung maging treatment para po dun sa mga tatawag at hihingi ng tulong sa helpline na yon.
Mabuti po na mga medical professionals ay kasama sa mga ito kahit dito sa binanggit niyong rehab center kasi kailangan talaga scientific. No? In fact, public health ang approach dito. Yung pag-train ng responsible gambling ambassadors, kaya lang Mr. Chair, gambling ambassadors pa rin ito. And wag nating kalimutan, sinabi po ng Bridges of Hope, in fact, wala pang responsible gambling framework dito sa Pilipinas. So I wonder if it is these ambassadors or that group who should accredit the rehab centers. Baka for that expertise, dapat sa Department of Health nakalagak ito, lalo na kung harm reduction, lalo na kung public health ang approach. And then of course, appreciated po yung helpline. Pero ilagay po natin, Mr. Chair, yung mga mandates na irerekomenda ng komite sa mga tamang dapat na ahensya or departments or sa private sector and civil society partners na mayroong ganitong capacities talaga. Mr. Chair, marami pa rin sa aming nagsusumbong na meron pa rin mga billboards, social media, at pati messaging apps na nagpo-promote ng online sugal. Tinanggal niyo raw yung link pero todo promote naman sa billboards, sa social media. And in fact po, Mr. Chair, minsan papunta dito sa trabaho or pauwi, nakakarinig pa ako ng online gambling ads kahit sa radyo. So, sa ibang ngang sugal, gaya ng casino, ulit, na pinag-usapan natin kanina, nire-regulate ng Pagcor ang marketing and promotions. So bakit pinapayagan nyo pa rin mag-advertise ang online sugal? Yes, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Risa, I think we invited the Ad Standard Council. They can answer that question
Thank you,
later
Mr.
on.
Chair. Thank you. So, but if Pagcor has any comment on that before I ask my maybe last question of this hearing to the Ads Council? Yes, Attorney Jessa Maris.
So ma'am, regarding po doon sa nabanggit niyo po ng mga billboards and out-of-home advertisements, actually po, when the Pagcor imposed po the deadline for all of our licensees to take down the billboards all over Metro Manila and all other areas po na pinagposta nila, there was 100% po compliance from our licensees to take down all of these billboards. So with regard po dito sa kung meron pong recent na nakita, titingnan po natin to. Actually po, we have a monitoring team na tinitingnan din po kung meron pong mga nailalabas, and we also coordinate with the MMDA and ASC kung pwede pong maparusahan or kung meron pong mga kailangang i-take down na billboards sa paligid po natin. So we can get po the report kung saan po makikita ito para po ma-coordinate namin, and if kinakailangan pong mag-impose ng penalty sa mga lumabag, gagawin po natin yun.
Salamat para doon, Attorney Jessa Maris. And I assure you, meron pa rin. Dahil nga maraming pa rin nagsusumbong tungkol dyan, Mr. Chair. Sir. And yes, I agree with the good chair. Hindi lang dito po sa Metro Manila, sa mga probinsya. Kasi nga kalat sa buong bansa natin itong problema ng online gambling and online gambling addiction specifically. Ngayon, sa casino po, may required na income level. A certain income level as certified by the BIR para makalaro. And naniniwala po ako, Mr. Chair, na dapat mas mahigpit pa tayo dito pagdating po sa online sugal. May ginagawa na po ba ang Pagcor kasama ng ibang ahensya para magkaroon ng mas striktong regulasyon? Ngayon pa lang, pagdating sa spending limit dito sa online gambling platforms. Para naman hindi nabibiktima, lalo na yung mga minimum wage earners na kanina pa po nating pinag-uusapan, lalo na yung arawan lamang ang kinikita nila.
Okay, so with regard po ma'am sa spending limits, yes ma'am, isa po ito sa mga inaaral natin. Nabanggit din po ni Chairman Tenco during the last hearing na isa po kasi ito sa kailangan po talaga nating i-weigh kung yung pagtakda po ba natin ng spending limit would really promote responsible gambling or it would just drive them to the illegal operators. So kaya po, hindi po namin sinasabi na hindi tayo magtatakda, kundi maingat lang po tayo kung ano po yung magiging limitation, kung anong amount po ang itatakda natin. But definitely po, isa po ito sa mga pinag-aaralan. In addition po, tumitingin din po tayo, marami din pong mga products or AI tools para po magkaroon ng monitoring ng betting transactions or yung mga yung betting patterns po ng mga players. So para makita po natin kung every now and then 20 pesos, 20 pesos or wala na po sa normal pattern of betting niya yung ginagawa na itong player na to, maaari pong i-suspend yung kanyang account para po hindi na po niya matuloy-tuloy ito. So isa po ito sa mga, ilan po ito sa mga pinag-aaralan po ng mga tools because we understand po na sa dami po ng transactions, kailangan po talaga natin ng ganitong mga tools para mas matulungan po natin yung mga players po natin na maihinto bago pa po sila magkaroon ng addiction.
Well, Mr. Chair, I'm willing to guess even now na kung magkaroon kayo ng dagdag na controls mula sa Pagcor gamit yung income limit, It would either promote so-called responsible gambling na again, wala pa naman tayong ganyang framework dito sa ating bansa, rather than drive them to the illegal. Kasi sinasabi namang ng lahat, kinokontrol ang illegal. But we also need to control yung paglaro ng ating mga kababayan. Or there have to be some kind of safeguards kahit dun sa so-called legal na online gambling. Baka makatulong nga na magdalawang isip ang tao na magsugal dyan sa online gamit ang limitadong pera. Yung minimum wage nga ngayon, it's honored more in the breach and it's not even a living wage yet. Makikipagkompetensya pa yung online gambling, di ba? So, ang hirap. I mean, we have to constantly remind ourselves in our society, ano ba yung priorities natin? And pinaka I guess, accountable sana para doon, Mr. Chair, yung mga entities around the table na kumikita sa online gambling. And huling tanong ko sa Pagcor ngayong hearing, Mr. Chair, ayan, slightly nadaanan rin kanina, but just to seek your thoughts on this, ang dinig ko po, a number of online gambling operators are foreign-owned. Baka naman nahihigop na palabas ng bansa ang pera na ating mga kababayan dahil dito sa online gambling. Is that an ongoing concern for Pagcor?
Ma'am, with regard po sa sa ownership po, all of our licensees po are compliant with the 60-40 requirement. So hindi po lalagpas ng 60% ng 40% ang ownership po ng mga foreign nationals. So sinigurado po natin yon bago po sila mabigyan ng lisensya. All of them po are also registered with the Anti-Money Laundering Council. They are required to follow all of the anti-money laundering rules and regulations po kung kailangan po nilang mag-report ng mga suspicious transactions and covered transactions. So meron din po kaming sariling department sa Pagcor na nagmo-monitor. If I may din po, last lang po, I just would like to clarify po that we have a responsible gambling code of practice which has been in existence since 2021. So, yun po, ini-improve pa po yon lalo na po ngayon with the emergence of new technology. Pero hindi po totoo na wala po kaming responsible gaming framework. Nagsimula lang po ito muna sa maliliit na steps, but right now po, it's one of the priority po of Pagcor. And I think all over the world, responsible gaming po talaga ay isa sa mga fina-focus ng regulators, players, and all of the gambling stakeholders. And you can be assured po, ma'am, na talaga pong serious yung Pagcor regarding the improvement of responsible gaming programs po.
Mr. Chair, Pagcor may have a responsible gambling code of practice, pero hindi pa siya responsible gaming framework sa buong bansa natin. For most of us Filipinos, responsible gambling is just a nice thing that government and private sectors involved in online gambling are saying. Pero hindi pa siya bahagi talaga ng popular culture natin. Obviously, kasi problema pa rin, largely unaddressed yung addiction sa online gambling. Nabanggit ko rin kanina, Mr. Chair, na, and I think Attorney Jessa Maris, we work together in the investigation on the POGOs. Dumaan din tayo sa similar dialogue na ganito na lahat ng POGOs, nung una, predominantly or completely Philippine-owned. Pero nagpatuloy tayo sa investigasyon and nalaman natin yung totoo. That's why I think I mentioned earlier, Mr. Chair, yung isang binanggit ng, I think it was GCash, about beneficial ownership. That is of great interest to this committee as well. Dito sa issue ng online gambling operators na di umano ay foreign-owned. So my last questions for this hearing, Mr. Chair, ay para sa Bridges of Hope. So, I think, Mr. Calleja, you started on this earlier, pero para sa kaalaman po ng lahat, ano po yung pagkakaiba ng gambling as a hobby, earlier you used the term entertainment, at saka yung compulsive gambling?
Mr. Chair, Ma'am Risa, so Because just like with any addiction, you can be addicted to legal substances as well as illegal substances. Now, with gambling, it exists just like you can watch TV, you can watch YouTube, and you treat it as entertainment. There are some, however, who lean on it excessively and rely on it, and they become excessively preoccupied with it, that it distracts them from their responsibilities in life, sa family, sa work. So the healthy way to see gambling, as from a mental health standpoint, is as entertainment. But if it becomes a consuming activity, then it teeters on a very damaging behavior, and it results in social displacement and economic displacement.
At sa mga nakita po ng Bridges of Hope sa mga online gambling platforms, ano yung mga characteristics ng mga yon na nakakaengganyo talaga sa mga tao na paulit-ulit na sumugal hanggang naging health concern na nga po ito?
All right. Well, the abundance of promotion certainly attracts players. I think that's something that we see every day in our daily lives. But also the fact that it's very accessible. Alcohol is accessible. You can go to any 7-Eleven. Legal drugs are accessible if you have a prescription for it, but abuse it. Illegal drugs are harder to access, but people still get addicted to it. Now, with gambling, accessibility, ease of access is a very essential element of the addiction framework, no? The addiction formula. So we only, if we're gonna limit access, I mean, I may be overstepping here, but accessibility, making it easy, gets more people in. I'm not gonna say it's gonna increase the damage, but I'm just gonna say that it increases the possibility of more people who cannot self-regulate participating in the gambling process. Not everyone has the insight or the discipline to know when it's already being damaging to themselves or to their loved ones. So that level of insight it can be taught, just like addiction can be treated, but to game responsibly is also something that has to be learned. No one knows that innately. There's no manual for it. So if you're going to promote responsible gambling, let's do it proactively rather than as a footnote at the end of an advertisement. It should be part and parcel of a company's responsibility. If the revenue is big, so too I feel should be their commitment to their customers and clients using their services responsibly, and so that they can remain productive without falling into the pit of addiction.
I think, Mr. Chair, that's one of the strongest messages that can come out of these hearings at yung pagsusumika po ng komite to pass a law. As the Chair said, there are a couple of these bills na strict regulation tulad nung sa akin, and there are several that are for outright banning. But I think one of the strongest rationales is yung kasasabi nyo lang na if the revenue is big, and we know it's big, we're waiting for the reports, but we know it's big. Kaya nga natanong ko, in the tens of billions ba on the part of the e-wallets? And then Pagcor also reports big revenues. If the revenue is big, so should the commitment be. And it should be even bigger. Kasi sa ngayon, not addressed properly na or pa yung social harms. And sabi nyo rin, accessibility, ease of access is an essential element of addiction. So kung i-reverse natin yon, then an essential element of rehab or an essential element of public health approach should be, you are not overstepping, it should be to limit, reduce the accessibility, reduce the ease, make it more difficult. So my last question for this hearing, Mr. Chair, can you share, Mr. Calleja, any more of your experiences pagdating sa ating mga kababayan na mga Pilipinong naapektuhan nitong matinding gambling disorder at ano po yung tulong na kailangan nila?
Okay. I appreciate the question, Mr. Chair, Ma'am Risa. A lot of people who are involved in gambling addiction don't realize that they have a problem. And even if their families or their loved ones, their spouses realize that they have a problem, they don't know where to go. I go back again to the gamble responsibly message. It's just a message, but there's no call to action. The message is there, but they don't know where to go, who to email, what number to call. There was a mention that there was a hotline. Maybe that can be made more visible. 2 years ago, in Bridges of Hope, we have more than 15 branches across the country. No? Less than 10% were really involved in gambling. So now, today, this year, from January to August of this year, 7 out of 10 of our patient residents undergoing rehabilitation, addiction recovery treatment, are gambling related. This is based on our experience. So our treatments, of course, we're here to treat them. It's a manageable, treatable affliction. It's a medical condition. And rehabilitation centers such as us are accredited by the Department of Health. So we have a data-based treatment plan that we formulate. Now, most Filipinos, and I don't even know if I would say that most Filipinos don't know that gambling is an addiction that is treatable and manageable. Just like drug addiction is, just like alcoholism is treatable and manageable. Gambling addiction is treatable and manageable. But the rehabilitation concept in the Philippines is people think para siyang preso. Madumi, masikip, pangit ng pagkain. No? There is no shame in getting treatment for a medical condition like addiction. If you have a headache, you take paracetamol. If you break a bone in your arm, pinapakast yan, you go to an orthopedic surgeon. If there is someone with a problem with addiction, gambling addiction or other types of addiction, they can go to a medical professional and seek treatment as well.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Calleja. Again, that's a great lifeline that you've thrown out there. So, Mr. Chair, sana kung may nakikinig po sa ating mga hearings na kahit sinususpetsa niya na mayroon siyang gambling addiction or may family member na nakikinig na sabi niya, ay, si tatay or si nanay or si kapatid baka may gambling addiction, there help is here, no? There is help. You can start with DOH at yung mga accredited rehab centers nila, including Bridges of Hope and maybe yung binanggit din kanina ng Pagcor. So just as a last note, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang i-stress yung sinabi na kapag may advertising at promotions, tulad ng tinatanong ko kanina sa Pagcor, there is that increased possibility na sinabi ng Bridges of Hope of more people who can't self-regulate na maengganyo at posibleng malulong sa online gambling. So there's that potential harm na kailangan nating mapigilan na lalong kumalat at lalong tumindi. And lastly, yung observation nga ng Bridges of Hope na yung parang footnote natin na gamble responsibly, walang call to action. So I'm really looking forward, Mr. Chair, na yung committee natin sa committee report ay sa ating mga rekomendasyon, mas maraming calls to action ang mailalabas doon sa lahat ng stakeholders around the table. So maraming salamat po sa lahat ng resource persons. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Risa. Let me just, it's about 1:27 now in the afternoon. Let me just slowly wind down. Advertising Standard Council, ano po ang action na ginagawa po ninyo briefly regarding this problem? Have you done anything?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Madam Senator. Actually, we have, together with the Pagcor, we have already come up with a different tagline. That's being carried already to the point of Mr. Calleja a while ago. The current, the tagline used to be, keep it fun, game responsibly. And yes, we do understand it doesn't mean anything. That's why it's now changed to gambling can be addicting, know when to stop. So that's something that's very pointed already. At the same time, we are currently reviewing our provisions in our code of ethics to meet with global standards.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Aligado.
Yes, sir.
Can you come up with something else na medyo mas matindi-tindi? Kagaya nun sa mga warning, smoking will kill you. Ito naman, warning, gambling, hiwalayan ka na ng asawa mo, or wala ka ng pangkain, or baka to the point na baka kitilin mo ang buhay mo. So, don't gamble. Pwede po bang gano'n? Mas gandahan pa natin? I mean, mas takutin pa po natin ang tao. Can you come up with that idea?
We can certainly revisit the line.
Kasi doon po sa mga
Mr.
sigarilyo,
Chair.
tingnan mo, pinapakita yung mga lalamunan, may mga ampangit, may mga sugat. Baka pwede rin dito ho natin gamitin kung yung mga advertisements natin. Okay ho sa amin yung gano'n, parang paalala.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Pero my next point is like Senator Rizal Tiveros noticed na may mga billboard pa rin daw, may nagsusumbong na about sa gambling. Pwede ho ba ninyong check na baka doon sa mga probinsya, naka-up pa rin po, mamaaring sa Metro Manila, nababantayan niyo, pero doon sa probinsya, hindi?
Definitely, Mr. Chair, Madam Senator. And that's the next step that we're going to be doing, especially since the Out-of-Home Advertising Association of the Philippines is also part of the ASC.
But what about those sa radio? Radio stations na napapanood natin, wala ho bang oras dyan? Kahit anong oras sila? Let's consider po, mayroong mga prime time tayo dyan. May mga bata na pauwi sa school, nakikinig na radio or wala tayo sa TV, pero radio, hindi po ba natin ma-monitor yun o ma-control sa ganitong oras na lang, madaling araw ka na lang mag-advertise. Total, tulog na yung mga bata. O di kaya, yung mga patay na oras, siguro 12 to 2, dahil mga bata nasa school pa. Have you done that?
Currently, Mr. Chair, I think there is a study that's being done with regard to the time slots that can be used in terms of advertising. But whatever is going to be the decision of the committee, of course, the ASC is going to follow, and its members as well.
Somebody wrote me a letter, an association of billboard owners, marami-rami ho pala yun, requesting this committee na kung payagan na po silang maglagay ng ad. Well, please tell them, well, they're not here, please tell them to write us a letter and give us a very good explanation. Kasi ang sinasabi lang doon na Senator Risa, they were saying like more on public service. Hindi na yung mga artista na naka-t-shirt lang, na litaw yung katawan, kundi public service like parang what he's saying, warning, gambling is addictive. Parang ganun lang daw ilagay sa billboard. Tapos dun sa ilalim, kung sino yung company na yun. For example, G Plus or Online Bingo, etc. And what I haven't responded yet. If you like, can you relay to them? They can write us a letter here. Kasi I think there's 60,000 of them, Senrisa, na go ahead.
Chair, salamat for that important information. I still think na yung gusto talagang magsugal at yung gusto talagang magsugal kahit sa online gambling, despite all the more pointed warnings na dapat pa rin nating ilabas, ay makakagawa pa rin ng paraan na gawin iyon. I don't think those companies need any help. And more we need to get the word out na this is potentially addictive if you go beyond mere gambling as entertainment. Yun lamang po sa akin, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you, Senator Tiveros. So can you just tell us to write us officially on their position and their request para pag-usapan po namin yan sa committee. All right?
Certainly,
As for
Mr. Chair.
the Commissioner Kenneth Duramdes from Harlika Basketball League, so I noticed po na wala na po ngayon ang 1xBet, di na po sila ang sponsor po ninyo. You took it down. Tama po ba?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Tinake-down na po namin yung mga ads nila sa liga namin.
So wala na po tayong makikita na 1xBet po sa mga liga po ninyo throughout the country.
Wala na po. After na-notify po tayo ng Pagcor, ni-notify po natin yung 1xBet through their third-party agency na wala na po sila sa liga namin.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Please extend my gratitude, or this committee's gratitude, to the officials of the Manila Basketball or Maharlika Basketball League. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sa Digital Pinoy, are you here?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon
I
po.
saw you send me a position paper. Ano hong stand nyo rito? No to online gambling, or okay lang ho sa inyo pero strict regulation? Ano ho yung pananaw nyo ho rito? Dito lalo na ito pong sa online gambling.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Sa aming pong position paper, kami po ay nananawagan sa mas mahigpit na regulasyon po para po sa online gambling. Kung makikita po ninyo dito po sa aming position paper, meron ho kaming mga rekomendasyon kung paano ho natin ipapatupad ang mas mahigpit pang regulasyon. Kasama po dyan ay yung automatic cooldown period every milestone loss. So halimbawa po, may isang nagsusugal na natalo ng halagang 10,000, dapat automatic ay malalog out siya at hindi siya makakapaglaro for a certain period of time. At dapat may progressive po yan na penalty. So kung natalo ng 10,000, malalog out for a certain period, and then pagbalik niya, natalo po siya ulit, mas mahabang period po yung cooldown niya para maiwasan po yung tinatawag na revenge gambling, no? Yung pagbawi. At the same time, tinutulak po namin yung mabilisang pagbablock at pagti-takedown mechanism ho ng atin hong mga ahensya ng gobyerno. In fact, we have a partnership po with CICC and DICT. We will be donating a software that will be able to block websites, illegal gambling sites, for free. Wala hong gagastusin ng ating gobyerno for at least 3 years po. So, pag-uusapan na lang po namin nila Yusek Paraiso and Secretary Aguda kung kailan po namin ito ilo-launch. At recently po ay nag-launch din po kami ng isang reporting site po na kung saan ay pwede po nilang i-report yung mga nakikita ho ng ating mga kababayan ng mga illegal na gambling sites. At so far po, ang aming hong findings ay meron hong mahigit na 600 illegal gambling 600 URLs po o mga links ng illegal gambling sites yung amin hong nakita. At meron naman hong mga na-takedown na, no? Pero we take note na marami ho kaming na-monitor na mga backup domain. Ibig sabihin, kapag nakapag-takedown na po yung ating gobyerno, meron ho agad papalit. Katunayan, may experience ho kami ni Yusek Paraiso na yung isang website nasa domain number URL number 39 na po sila kasi sobrang layo na po, no? Pero
so, ibig mo sabihin, pag pinasara ito, gagawa na naman. Kunwari, 39, 40, 41, lumilipat-lipat lang.
Nakagawa na po sila, Mr. Chair. Nakaabang na lang po na kapag na-takedown na po, ililipat po nila.
Right.
And at the same time po, binabantayan...
Pero how would the players know na lumipat sila, na sila pa rin yun?
Ganito po, meron po silang mga Facebook groups, mga Telegram, signal groups
Senator
na
Risa,
pinapasukan.
Iniimbitahan ko yung Meta, ayaw sumipot dito. Ito yung pinakakulo ko yata sa lahat ng mga kuan na ito. Pagkatapos ayaw pang sumipot dito. Kita mo, nagmamatigas. At gusto niya, in his own terms, kailangan kausapin siya mag-isa. Go ahead, continue, sir.
Yes, sir. Yun po, nasa messaging apps din po sila. So once po na-take down yung website, nag-a-advise ho sila doon ho sa mga gamblers nila na dito ho kayo lumipat. And at the same time, yung isa hong mabigat naming problema, marami hong social media influencers na nagpo-promote ng mga illegal na gambling sites. Sa katunayan, sa pakikipagtulungan po namin sa CICC, meron hong 4 na takedown. Pero ang nakakalungkot po, 20 po kasi yung sinubmit ng CICC for takedown. 20 influencers ho. Meron pa ho kaming 29 na sinubmit na ongoing po yung validation. At meron ho isa na pinag-aaralan ho namin kasi minor de edad na vlogger na nag-e-endorso ho ng illegal na gambling site. At as of today po, kasi yung reporting site ho namin medyo na late ho ng launching, As of today ho, ngayon po, mga 5 minutes ago, more than 160 reports ho ng social media influencers ho, yung amin hong natanggap. So, inaayos na lang ho namin sa part po ng Digital Pinoys, tapos i-endorse na po namin sa CICC. At we are very happy po. Yung CICC po, yung DICT, isa pong mahusay na kapartner ho dito sa advokasya namin ito. Mabilis ho yung pag-takedown nila at hindi ho kami nahirapan na makipag-ugnayan sa kanila.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Agustilo. Okay, let's go back to the Ad Standard Council. You guys are government agency o hindi po?
No, Your Honor, we are a private entity.
So how come, can you regulate?
That is the very essence of our organization. It is actually self-regulation. Self-regulation because we are composed of 7 member organizations, from the advertisers to the creators, meaning the ad agencies,
So
and the
mandatory po
implementers.
maging member ng ang mga ad companies sa Ad Standard Council.
Dun po sa mga member organizations, dun po sila nagme-member, and then kami po yung nagre-regulate.
Okay, I got it. All right. Before we end, I'll just go back to Pagcor. Pagcor, have you already informed the PNP and NBI about this illegal online sabong dito po sa Pampanga owned by
Your Honor,
owned by Mr. Pineda? Have you already informed the PNP and NBI? Kasi sabi ninyo, illegal yung because there's a electronic transmission. Eh kung wala pa ho kayong naibibigay, then something's wrong. Natutulog ho tayo sa pansitan.
Your Honor, all online sabong po are illegal, but the information po regarding that specific operation po was only received today, and we will coordinate po with the PNP regarding that.
All right. Let me direct this to General Yang, and to the NBI. Can you do something about this? Kasi po, hindi naman po pwedeng sabihin po ng mga operatiba natin, lalo na po ang regional director, provincial commander, hindi po nila alam kung saan po yung sabungan na yun, because I'm sure may mga intelligence informations po sila. So, they can really, makikita po nila yung sabungan pag napakarami mga tricycle na nakaparada, mga tao pumipila, kasi makikita po nila, di po ba? So, can we do something about this? Can you give us a report on next hearing? What have you done, you and the NBI, General Yang?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
The NBI?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, kailangan po natin matuldukan ito para kasi po kung wala tayong, akala po na lahat, legal po yung nangyayari. Sabi nga po ng Pagcor, kung may electronic transmission, then it becomes illegal. It's an online sabong. So what I want you to do, what I'm requesting you to do is you investigate, tignan ho natin kung may violations po sila sa law, I believe meron po, sinasabi po ng Pagcor, siguro you have the authority to shut it down. Am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, wag ho natin tignan kung sino man po yan, kung anong apelyido po niyan, kung anong political alliance yan. And this committee doesn't condone and doesn't care kung kanino sila nakaalay, kung kaibigan nila kung sino. We don't care in this committee. And we got your back. You understand, General Yang?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, what's your name sa NBI?
Agent John Mark Calilong, Your Honor.
Agent Calilong, same thing, right? I want you to furnish us a report on the next hearing.
Yes,
And
Mr.
what have you done pertaining to this illegal online sabong?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Well, with that, meron pa ka pang dadagdag? All right, well, with that, let's suspend today's hearing on behalf of the committee. I thank you, my colleague, Senator Ontiveros here, and those who were present earlier. Our resource persons and the Secretariat for your time, participation, and cooperation. We look forward to your continued support as we work on this important issue. Kung iimbitahan po namin kayo ulit, you will be receiving a letter from us. Thank you very much po. This public hearing and inquiry is hereby suspended.